The Oakland Coliseum, the scene for one of the fiercest rivalries of the NFL, dating back to 1960 when Kansas City and Oakland first met in the initial year of the American Football League. In the West, the best record in the AFC, Kansas City. A win today, they clinch the West. They're in the playoffs. The Oakland Raiders trying to slow down the Kansas City Express. And hello, everyone, and you can just emotion in this stadium. The Raiders returning here this year in Kansas City's first visit. Phil Simms first. The MVP of a Super Bowl, and Paul McGuire, one of the early stars of the AFL. You know all about rivalries, and so do you. There is a little bit of a deep feeling, even for the youngsters.
You know, Dick, you go back 35 years. You're in the same division for 35 years, playing each other twice a year. I want to tell you something. There is some hatred, but it's on the field. It's not off the field. They are great. There are a lot of them are great friends off the field. You play that many times against a team, you genuinely get a dislike for them. You just hate to see them all the time, especially with Kansas City. They've won, what, the last 5 since Marcus has been in Kansas City.
5-0 and 11 of the last 12. How about rivalries? The Giants had theirs.
Well, we had ours against the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Redskins. That's what makes this league great. And I think the fact that the Raiders are now back in Oakland and this stadium, and with these fans, it is something special for the players. The Kansas City Chiefs take it very seriously. Around their locker room, their signs up and hung up. It's Raider Week. Get ready.
Now, you all saw the Dallas Cowboys beat the Chiefs on Thanksgiving Day, and at the time, your feeling was if they're going to go on to the Super Bowl, they're going to have to move up that offense.
Well, we thought they were a little bit conservative, so we brought that question up last night to Marty Schottenheimer, and you know what? He agreed. He said, we have a championship defense. We have to get a championship offense. That means be more aggressive, throw the ball in first and second down in running situations, and the quarterback, Steve Bono, got to take some chances. Quit worrying about turnovers. Go out there and make some plays.
Raiders got only 2 field goals, losing to San Diego Monday night, Paul. How about changes there?
Well, Mike White said somebody has to step up on this football team. They've been dinking and dunking. Now you have Vince Evans, and this guy they know that can throw the ball down the field. With all the receivers that they have, guys, he should be able to throw the ball down the field. They're waiting for this guy to step up. He must step up today if the Oakland Raiders expect to win this football game, Dick.
There's Pops, the 40-year-old Evans. Jeff Hostetler will not play today. He is inactive. Jeff Jager has it teed up, and Kansas will get the ball first, and their sensational rookie returner Tamarick Vanover has one for a touchdown, 99 yards earlier this year. He has both a punt and kickoff return for scores. And it is a noisy Oakland Alameda Coliseum that greets the Chiefs. Jager spins it to Vanover at the 8-yard line. The former Florida State star for the first barrier and is out to the 35-yard line where Najee Mustafa makes the tackle. Steve Bono has led the Chiefs in his first full year as a starter to a 10-2 record. And here are the men who will protect him up front. Aldzot, Grunnard, Shields, and Sigler start. In the backfield, the incomparable Marcus Allen got a big cheer from the Oakland fans when he was introduced. Anders leads and catches. Slaughter starts for Lake Dawson. Willie Davis the other way. Keith Cash, one of 2 Cashes we'll see today at tight end. The Twins, Lake Dawson, the 3rd wide receiver. And they come out in a pass formation, and Bono slips as he sets up and throws low. Intended for Webster Slaughter. In the black and silver, Smith, Ball, McLaughlin on his way to the Pro Bowl, and Pat Swilling has 10 sacks. Fredrickson, Beekert, Jones, Young and Fast, the linebacking corps. And Lewis at the corners, Hoskins and Anderson, the hitters at safety. And when they go to the Pirate, James Trapp is the 3rd cornerback. Allen in motion on 2nd and 10. And the give to Anders, room outside, cuts inside and picks up a little more than 5 yards, about 5. It'll be 3rd and 5. Eddie Anderson with the tackle.
You know, one of the things we're seeing, fellas, a little bit of slipping. You and I went down on this field because they talked about them watering the field. As this grass gets long and it gets slick, and underneath it's as hard as a rock. They're not slipping on the turf. I mean, on the underneath part, they're slipping on the grass.
Why would the Raiders want to put water in the field when they have one of the fastest teams in the league?
That's exactly right.
Both Anders and Allen in the backfield behind Bono. Well protected over the middle. Intercept.
First of all, he has no business throwing this pass where he threw it. There was double coverage on Lake Dawson.
yards. It appeared the ball might have been tipped. It was as it fell into the waiting arms of Terry McDaniel. Jaeger with the extra point try. It's 7-0 on McDaniel's 5th interception of the year.
Looked like Nolan Harrison. He's the guy that tips the ball coming across, but still, I said he shouldn't have thrown the ball into a crowd. There were two guys covering Lake Dawson.
McDaniel's 3rd interception for a touchdown in his career. 0.
When was the last time you played in the rain? Let your hair go wild. Flexed your muscles to the world. Stayed up past your bedtime. When was the last time you really had fun in a car? Riviera by Buick. Go ahead. Express yourself.
Need a break?
Yeah!
Well, come on! The Monopoly game is bigger, better, and back at McDonald's. Just order any of these McDonald's food favorites to get your win instantly, or collect and win. Cruises, Dodge Vipers, cash, $1 million.
Wow! Sega Saturn with the Daytona USA game.
With over 100 million new prizes, this is your best holiday break ever.
I won!
You
You play the quarterback. Look right here. Here's Eddie Anderson, the safety, comes inside. The one thing Steve Bono should do is go outside. Do not throw it in there. The safeties are waiting. Look at this. The ball is not. Eddie Anderson, the safety, would have picked it off. Terry McDaniels right on the receiver. Knew he had help across the field. Makes the easy interception off the tip.
McDaniel officially 43 yards. It took 61 seconds for the Raiders to command the lead. Vanover again. Spun down at the 26-yard line. Mike Morton with a tackle. And it was only the 8th interception of the season for Bono, and it cost the Chiefs 7 points. Now, Marty, in talking with him yesterday, Phil, he said, I don't mind the physical mistakes. It's the mental mistakes for interceptions that concern me.
Right. He still wants Steve Bono to make the proper decision and go where he should, but be more aggressive with the ball. If you have a chance to throw it deep, do it, but make sure you make the right decision. Derek
Walker shifts the tight end to the right, and then Willie Davis in motion. Marcus Allen, his first carry, and he out to the 31-yard line. Greg Beekert with a tackle and a pickup of about 4.
You know, the one thing about Marcus Allen, we talk every time we see this guy, and every defensive player that talks about Marcus Allen says you can't get a clear shot at him. And when you watch him run, Phil, he's so unique because what he does, he doesn't give you that shot. He cuts and slides, he takes what's given to him, and then he gets down.
And frustrated that he was in for only 3 chances against Dallas to carry or catch the ball. Bono. Almost intercepted again by McDaniel. It was intended for Slaughter. If that ball been inches lower, McDaniel would have 2 touchdowns.
What I'm saying now, you look at it from the quarterback standpoint, Phil, but I'm looking at Bono not making very good reads.
Well, right there, you know, it's single coverage outside, and you're going to see Steve Bono throw it. But watch Terry McDaniel. He reads the quarterback. He looks in the backfield. He sees the short drop. He takes a chance, breaks on the ball.
He also had Marcus Allen going down the middle of the field uncovered.
Down 6. Throws it away. Slaughter, the closest. White jersey, 3 and out for Kansas City.
Good decision by Steve Bono right here. As you play quarterback, he drops back, the Raiders shifting around. You look down the field, look at all the receivers right here. Covered, look right here. A Raider defender all over the wide receivers and the running back. Steve Bono has no choice but throw it out of bounds.
So Louis Aguiar, second in the league with a 44.5 average, gets it away. A booming spiral that chases Tim Brown back to his 15. Dale Carter in pursuit, can't get him, but a flag down as the tackle is made by Carter. Got him on the heels. 55-yard punt by Aguiar, 7 on the return plus the flag. Dick Hantak will give us the signal.
And Dale Carter is hurt. He's down on the field. I don't know whether Tim Brown's foot catches him in the mouth or not, but when you dive at somebody's feet, what you're going to catch is that heel of the foot in your mouth. And Dale Carter is still down.
Number 39, illegal block, 10-yard penalty, will be first down.
Bruce Pickens is the guy, number 39. Watch it. Here's the illegal block. When you see the guy's name again, Dick, don't hit him in the back.
10 to Dale Carter. Will take a timeout.
Business is about as predictable as the weather. You never know when a storm's going to hit. But for those unpredictable problems...
And you need it when?
UPS has solutions so predictable, they're guaranteed.
Local dealers, remember Buick, the new symbol for quality in America. By UPS, the official package delivery company of the NFL. By DirecTV, it's personalized TV. And by Panasonic Smooth Operator Electric Razors. Weather is better.
Welcome back, 7-0 Raiders. Dale Carter left the field, kicked in the chest, appeared to be okay. For this play, Darren Anderson has replaced him at corner. After the penalty, Evans starts from inside his 10. His first throw, right on the mark to Rocket Ismail, but 2 flags are down back where Evans delivered the ball. 15-yard penalty, but it's going to come back. Holding against the Raiders. Raiders, the second most penalized team in the league coming into this game, as Mike White sends this offense onto the field today. Jenkins, Wisniewski, the Pro Bowl, Turk, Gogan, and Skrepanak. Gogan having a solid season for the Raiders. The backfield with Vince Evans, Harvey Williams, a handful of yards, 70+ away from a 1,000-yard season to be the first in 10 years. Fullback, Brown and Ismail at the wideouts. Kerry Cash, the twin brother of the Chiefs, Keith, is at tight end, and Darrell Hobbs in the Chief, they call it, the 3-wide formation. Half the distance to the goal, first and 15, and short yardage for Harvey Williams, and a little bit extra pushing and shoving in the pile. Defense for Kansas City, Smith, Phillips, Saliamua, and Booker. Jamison, the leading tackler, Thomas with a groin. He'll be relieved at times by Anthony Davis. Carter is back in. He's okay. Hasty at the other corner. Washington and Collins, the safeties for Kansas City, and Bayless and Anderson in the KC dime.
Well, for those of you who are scoring at home, it was Steve Wisniewski who was holding. Get that in.
Second and a long 13 with the Rocket in motion. And the handoff inside. And nothing there at all. Williams as Anthony Davis makes the stop.
Dick, impressed with Davis when you talked to him yesterday? Anthony Davis?
Well, you know, you get players like him out of Utah, late pick by Houston, and then they didn't use him, put him in the practice squad in Seattle, and then he didn't play much there, and he said, I was a middle linebacker, all I did was react in college, now I get my chance, and he was excited.
I'll tell you who's impressed is the Raider offense, the coaches. They say he's a guy they got to pay attention to today because he makes a lot of plays out there.
Number 50 is Davis, 3rd and 14 for Evans. Evans goes on top, and it's way too intended for Ismail, who had double coverage with Carter and Washington on him. So
on that play, I don't know what Ismail was doing. He was doing some moves out there, and Evans is just throwing the ball deep down the sideline. There's a lot of moves, nothing happened.
Well, he's expecting a little more time for the quarterback to hold on the ball, but if you're the quarterback and you're in your own end zone, you don't feel like you have a lot of time. You want to get rid of the football.
Veteran Jeff Gossett in his 14th year out of Eastern Illinois, kicking from his end zone and spirals one to the right side. Vanover gone his momentum takes him out of bounds at the Raider 48-yard line. That's where KC will start when we come back.
Oh, yeah, I'm a Grand Prix kind of guy.
I just hate it when we have to hurry.
Who's she kidding? She's just itching to fire up our new Grand Prix and book.
When you get big and right up front, you'll really appreciate the jewel airbags.
Come on, Mom, this is a Pontiac. I heard her telling Dad how much punch that V6 had. You want to drive?
And since we saved more than $1,000 over the tours, we started our college nest egg.
Look, freeway, 1 mile.
We'll have to take the freeway.
Driving excitement, Pontiac.
Yeah!
Oh, not now. It's 1 in the morning. My brain's fried.
Just give me your CD drive.
Give it a rest, will ya?
The compact LTE 5000. Has it changed your life yet?
The BLT. It's an American classic. But how can you make it more interesting? Well, you can make it exotic. You can make it friendly. You can even make it finger food. But if you're Taco Bell, you make it a taco. Introducing the BLT Soft Taco. It's classic bacon taste loaded with bacon. The Bacon Cheeseburger Burrito and the Chicken Club Burrito. The Taco Bell Sizzlin' Bacon menu starting at 99 cents. But hurry, unlike most classics, they won't be around for long.
Hey, there are more presents to open.
Okay, Dad.
The compact Rosario. Has it changed your life yet?
Next weekend, 2 days of great NFL action on NBC. Next Saturday, special time of 12 noon Eastern, the Vikings collide with the Browns. Then next Sunday, an NFL on NBC doubleheader. First, the Bills look to stay atop the AFC East against the Rams. Then, 2 teams with January dreams meet when the Raiders host the Steelers next weekend.
Hazardous duty being the center on a punt team. Watch Dan Turk and Tracy Rogers 52 and the white hit him. Bam, the ball centered. Here comes Turk. There goes Turk. Back and head hit the dirt.
42-yard punt by Gossett. Kansas City starts at the Raider 47, trailing 7-0 on Terry McDaniel's interception return for a touchdown. Bono doesn't see, and the ball loose, and the Chiefs do recover, but way back at their own 38-yard line. Pat Swilling, the backdoor tackle in the strip of Bono.
Well, right there, you got to give credit again to the Raiders secondary. They make Steve Bono hold onto the ball just a little bit longer. Look, he looks out there, nobody's open. Hands apart on the football. Pat Swilling is going to get around to you.
All right, Pat Swilling coming from the outside. We know he can rush the passer, and if you give him this much time with his speed to get to the outside, he just runs around all to the outside and knocks the ball away. Will Shields almost picks it up, and then he realizes he can't. It falls on it. He does the smart thing.
It's the 11th sack of the year for Swilling, who leads the Raiders. He gets the daily double. The forced fumble, and that is his 4th forced fumble, also leads in that regard, and Bono may have been injured. They've called timeout. Will Shields recovered the ball for Kansas City, a 16-yard loss, and they're really enjoying this first quarter, these Oakland fans.
Well, they're looking at it. See, he the hand down, and then he brings his hand all the way to his leg, and then he falls on top of it. I mean, he's got him pinned. There's no place to go. And he looked like they're looking at fingers, so he might have jammed some fingers on the way down.
Rich Gannon, the former Minnesota from Delaware, is the backup quarterback. Appeared in only 1 game against Seattle this year and did not throw a pass.
Phil, have you ever, I mean, when you're looking at your fingers like that, have you ever had that? I mean, you're not second guessing, but when your hands go, it looks like it went numb on it.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. Watch right here. You're going to see Swilling keeps his arm around right there, and he gets his hand bent under him. It could be the fingers. It could even be his wrist, which caused some of the problem right there.
And it is on his throat, hand or wrist, so that makes it all the more severe. Of course, Jeff Hostetler, the starter for the Raiders, with a multitude of injuries, now the most serious, a left shoulder, much like Steve Young, the San Francisco 49ers. So as they attend Bono, let's go to New York and Rick Gumbel.
All right, Dick, over the years, we've come rather accustomed to late game heroics from Dan Marino, 20-15 Falcons. Less than half a minute to play, 21 yards, Marino to Irving Fryer in the end zone for the touchdown. The Falcons fall 21-20. Miami snaps its 3-game losing streak. Dick?
All right, Greg, and the heroics of Dan Marino, we have become accustomed to those, and that was an absolute must touchdown and win for Don Shula's Miami team.
It's never easy for a backup quarterback to come in. Rich Gannon comes into this ball game, and when you come into the game at 2nd and 26, and you know you have to throw the football. I would be surprised to see. I still would be surprised to see him give it to Marcus.
6 years in Minnesota, 1 year with the Redskins. Gannon came to Kansas City as an unrestricted free agent. Marcus Allen trapped in the backfield, and Chester McLaughlin trips him up. 10 more yards back toward their own goal line for Kansas City.
Anthony Smith, I'm going to tell you something. You stay with the run, stay with the play.
Well, one thing about this Raider defense, you can run on it, but you got to hit it in there straight ahead. When you start trying to spread it out or take it outside, the speed of the linebackers and the defensive line will get you in trouble.
It was indeed Anthony Smith, number 1 pick 5 years ago. 3rd and 36 for Rich Gannon. Dumps it off to Anders, and he is hit by Mike Jones, the linebacker.
Now, I'm going to tell you what. Phil Simms just touched on it, played before, about the speed of the linebackers of this football team, this defensive football team. Well, I'll tell you what. Mike Jones just the whole thing. He showed you the speed of their linebackers. This was a screen pass set up. He went through the blockers and made the play for another loss.
So it's 4th down and 38 as Aguiar the punt to Tim Brown, who is back at the 32-yard line. Another good high kick by Aguiar. Brown waits at the 32, 35, and to the 42, a 10-yard return to the man who holds all the significant kick return records for the Raiders. The Raiders, Darth Raider. Yes, the force of the Raiders. All-time road record, 54%. Coliseum record, 64%. But at the Oakland Coliseum, almost 77%. They enjoyed the force being with them here in Oakland, California.
Hey, that's perfect.
I always did like Star Trek. I don't the Tim Brown thrown out of bounds at the 48-yard line.
Star Trek.
We're doing trying to have a little fun.
That was a quip.
Well, we're doing that. That was a quip. It was a good one, too. James Earl Jones doing play-by-play today. But you're going to see right here, Vince Evans, something that the Raiders like to do. Send Tim Brown underneath. Send everybody deep to clear out that little underneath. And he does a good job of catching the ball and getting positive yards.
2nd down, about 2.5. Oh, the Darth Raider is here. 7-0 Oakland. The toss to Williams, and he's hitting the backfield as Brian Washington, the former Jet, charges from his safety spot to hand a 4-yard loss.
Yeah, but watch the penetration coming right at you, folks. Watch the penetration up the field. There is where the problem is. Von Booker gets upfield and just enables the safety Washington to get there. When you have that kind of penetration, you're not going to move the ball on the ground.
3rd down for Vince Evans, and a bit more than 6, officially 7. Williams, the lone running back. Fenner comes in motion. Williams is sacked back at the 38-yard line. Big Dan Saliamua records his 6th sack of the season.
Dan Saliamua does a wonderful job of just bull rushing the offensive lineman in front of him, gets good penetration, and really the person who's going to sack Vince Evans is his own offensive lineman. You see Steve Wisniewski come back, runs their feet hit each other, and that's what brings him down.
Now Jeff Gossett to punt. Back is inside the Kansas City 20. Slices it to the right. Vanover has some running room at the 22. Through the first wave, through the second, and out to the 42 line. A return of almost 20 yards by Tamarick Vanover.
AT&T presents A Sure Thing, or is it?
They win it! Incredible!
In Super Bowl 23, the 49ers trailed late in the fourth quarter. Pinned on their own 8, their quest for a third Super Bowl title was surely over. Or was it?
They may try to tell you one size fits all.
Perfect fit.
But long-distance plans that charge you one price per minute don't always save your business money over AT&T.
Love it.
In fact, call comparison proves that you don't always save with other carriers.
Hey.
No matter what they offer you. Only AT&T guarantees a competitive price. Call 1-800-COMPARE. If you don't agree, we'll give you 1 month's worth of long distance, up to $500.
Perfect.
Today you can't count on much, but you can count on AT&T for the life of your business.
Joe Montana avoided sure defeat by skillfully moving the Niners 92 yards in 11 plays. The capper was a touchdown strike to John Taylor with 34 seconds remaining. There's no such thing as a sure thing.
To see me in this car, honey. I took our new Pontiac Grand Am to the beach today. I was all over town in this baby. The new twin cam engine. Oh, and then there were these guys that were admiring me.
Who are these guys?
Very cool interior. I had so much fun. Did I tell you about the way that people were checking me out?
You are talking about the car.
Ooh, I loved it so much that I think I need to go out again.
No.
The new Pontiac Grand Am. It makes the ordinary extraordinary.
Welcome back to the Oakland Coliseum, and construction already and the renovation of this stadium in order to meet April deadlines for baseball. Renovation began as soon as football started. The former center field concrete bleachers have been raised, and such irony in this NFL year at this time. The contract for the reconstruction Cleveland Wrecking Company is part of the formula. There'll be 65,000 seat stadium for football next year, 48,000 for baseball, 50,000 square foot club levels, and 175 sky boxes. Cleveland Wrecking Company. Oh my. They're all over. 7-0. Kansas City trails. Ball at the Chiefs 42. Marcus Allen, and he is stuffed. Austin Robbins along with Mike Jones.
Well, the one thing we're seeing early in this game from both sides, and we talked about it before the game started, they have championship defenses, both these teams. Which offense can step up and take their team to the next level?
You think this guy, Art Shell, shouldn't know the Raider defensive line?
Art Shell, 15 years. A star tackle with the Raiders in the organization 27 years before released and joined the coaching staff of Marty Schottenheimer. Rich Gannon fires too low for Lake Dawson. Jim Gray is with us down on the Coliseum floor.
All right, thank you very much, Dick. Well, the Kansas City trainer Steve Bono has badly bruised his right hand. He's having trouble gripping the ball and holding on to it. His return right now is very questionable. They're going to continue to look at him and see if he can throw the ball, but mainly right now it's a problem gripping it. Dick?
Thank you, Jim, as they work rather feverishly on the sidelines on the Kansas City quarterback. And Rich Gannon takes over. Native of Philadelphia, where he not only was a football star, he lettered in crew. You don't find many of those in the NFL. Third down. Dumps it to Marcus. Allen twisting and fighting to the 50, but that'll leave them about 2.5 shy of a first down. Pat Swilling made the tackle for the Raiders. And onto the field, the Kansas City punt team. And Pat Swilling has been a terror in this opening quarter.
Well, you know, the thing about it is when you look at this, the opening play, touchdown, and this thing just went right back to the middle again to a kind of a lull. But, you know, Mike White said somebody has to step up this football team, maybe defensively at Swilling. Now they have to have someone offensively do it.
5:47 left in the first quarter, and Aguiar already with his third punt. Brown back at the 12. Wow. Going in the end zone. He really rooted that one all the way through the end zone. Dale Carter down there to cover for Kansas City, and Vince Evans and the Raiders start at the 20-yard line. We invite you to stay tuned to NBC. Special called Extremely Weird, and it is. That's followed by must-see comedy hits Mad About You and Hope and Gloria, plus a powerful world premiere movie event, Shadow of a Doubt, highly reviewed, stars Brian Dennehy here on NBC tonight.
Hey, he said extremely weird. What's he looking at me like that for?
You're really getting paranoid, Paul.
Paranoid? He's staring at me.
You really think they weren't going to say extremely handsome, were they? I mean, what do you expect me to look at?
7-0 Raiders on McDaniel's interception for a touchdown just a minute into the game. And now Evans guns it down the middle. It's complete to Tim Brown at the 34-yard line. Washington with a hit.
Excellent job right there by Vince Evans. And you see what the Raiders would like to do today on first down. Take some pressure off of him. Fake the play action. Right there, hold the linebackers in there tight. Open up that big hole behind. And an excellent catch by Tim Brown.
It's a great catch by Tim Brown because Hasty is on him all the way. Now watch Brown. Runs him upfield. Makes that quick break to the inside. Vince Evans throws the ball behind. That's an outstanding catch.
First down for either team. No, this is Napoleon Kaufman in for Williams, and he is hit at the 32, a loss of a yard or two. Joe Phillips filtrates. Jeff Hostetler on the sidelines for the second straight week, and when the regular doesn't start a game, record includes Vince Evans' loss at San Diego Monday night, 4-13. Elvis Gerbach across the bay, his success, the NFC at 3-3.
Well, the thing about it is that well, when they get a chance to start, at least they get some time. But when they have to come into a game, they really don't get time with the offense.
2nd and 11. Evans almost intercepted, deflected by William White. And Rocket Ismail was the intended receiver.
Well, the one thing as a quarterback in the National Football League, you've got to see what's in front of the receiver. And right there was just a good example of Vince Evans not seeing the safety who was reading his eyes and drifted over from the very start and really had a chance to pick that pass off.
Mike White at 59, his first year as a head coach to NFL. He said, someone has to step up today. I've gone to each one of the segments of our team that some of you have to step up and win a big game. 3rd down and 11. They show blitz. Evans throws way off the and well covered as Dale Carter was on Ismail, and it's the punting team quickly on for the Raiders. Vince Evans, 40 years old. Long time ago, it was Pasadena, the 77 Rose Bowl game against Michigan. And number 8 at quarterback was 22-year-old Vince Evans. Here to score off a fake on the quarterback keeper. Evans led the Trojans to victory.
And to play in the Rose Bowl and be the leader and you know, direct my team on to victory, man. And it's, you know, I'll always cherish this trophy for the rest of my life.
At age 40, the oldest NFL player, Evans. Vanover handles a tough bounce and has no room to run. Down at the 25-yard line, and a flag is down. 44-yard punt, 2 on the return.
That might be the best way to punt to Tamarick Vanover. Hit it on the ground.
Illegal man downfield for the Raiders, so Gossett will have to kick it again.
You know, we were talking yesterday about in the Denver game. He asked me, he says, "Give me your critique Thanksgiving Day," and I said, "No, I did a little bit."
Number 50, down prior to the snap of the kicking team. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
I didn't like the fact that they didn't kick the field goal in the Dallas game, and he knew it. He said, "You know, I'll grant you that one." And I said, "But in the Denver game, when you force Denver to kick the ball again to Vanover, and he ran the ball back almost for a touchdown with good field position, he did score." He said, "That was a good decision, wasn't it?" I said, "Yeah." So I just, you know, when I saw that play, he's going to make a kick it again. But I'll tell you one thing this Vanover does. He makes punters kick out of their own stride. He forces these guys to do things that they don't normally like to do, and that's to kick away from a guy.
Now, Marty said, this is the best, most talented wide receiver I've ever coached. He is going to be a big-time player. Oh, very close was Dale Carter. And Vanover sees the ball bounce over his head, and a terrific roll for the Raiders inside the 25. 49-yard punt, Jeff Gossett. Vince Evans at 40, boy, hasn't really aged much, has he? And we asked him this week, well, why is it at 40 you still want to be a National Football League player? He said, you know, when I first was drafted by Chicago, the 6th rounder, he said, it was the start of the fulfillment of a dream. He said, I just, my passion is the fraternity of football. And he said, for my dream to continue at age 40, I mean, what do you thought I wish it could go on to 50?
I don't blame him. Keep on playing. Beats working. It's a wonderful job, and I think he knows that, and he's cherishing it. He works hard at it. That's why he's still in the league at the age of 40.
3:46 left in the opening quarter. Gannon hands off to Marcus Allen, and the former Raider star, the last Raider to rush for over 1,000 yards. That was 10 years ago. Gets only a couple. Nolan Harrison and Mike Jones on the tackle.
Well, the Kansas City Chiefs would have liked to come out here today and be aggressive, get the ball down the field, and try to develop a new theme for their offense, get ready for the playoffs. Of course, now with Steve Bono out, can all that. They got to go back to doing what they do best, run the football hard and play some good defense.
Either team able to move the ball in this first quarter. The touchdown on a 43-yard interception return by Terry McDaniel. Those corners for the Raiders play right up on the line of scrimmage. On 2nd and 8, Gannon over the middle to Davis. Breaks the tackle and couldn't gain his balance, or that could have been 6. He's out to the 42. 15-yard play. Derek Hoskins finally got him to the turf.
We're seeing right early, you're seeing some pretty good catches. We saw the one by Brown looking back, but look at this catch here by Willie Davis. I mean, he gets hammered. He catches the ball, bam, holds on to the ball, and then turns back upfield. That's just a great play by a receiver.
Like we said a couple of weeks ago, these Raiders, Hoskins and Eddie Anderson at safety, they're linebackers, really. They just run around and try to knock people and get the ball loose.
That's the Chiefs' initial first down of the game. Gannon, only a 3-man rush, and almost into the arms of Fredrickson. Rob Fredrickson coming up into that screen, and he had a better shot at catching it than any Chief.
You know, we were talking to Marcus Allen yesterday, and Marcus said, well, one thing that I would like to see the Chiefs do is on first down, run the football. Right at the beginning of the football game. Let's go in and stick them offensively. You rarely hear that from a player to go out, let's attack the defense, let them know that we're here. He said it's like on the opening kickoff. Once you're on that kickoff team, now the game is for you. But they're not running that ball that many times on first down.
See the numbers for Allen right on course. That's Greg Hill, a young runner from Texas A&M who played well at Dallas. 2nd and 10. Draw to Allen. Finds a hole. 50, 45, 40. Chased by Lewis, and Albert Lewis gets him down at the 20-yard line. Marcus Allen with his longest run of the season, 38 yards.
Marcus Allen does an excellent job right there. We saw an example of the Raiders shifting right before the snap of the ball, and they had the perfect play against this defense. Let's look right here. This is called the Bear defense, really. The trap. You see right there, Dave Zott getting a good kick-out block and a good block on Rob Fredrickson by Kimbo Anders, and Marcus has a big hole to run through, and he shows you he still has some speed.
His longest previous run, 28 yards. That one 10 yards longer. Raiders in scoring, or the Chiefs in scoring position at the Raiders 20. Fake by Gannon. Always a good scrambler, Gannon. Well, he is able to save the loss. Throws it into the end zone. Webster Slaughter was the closest Chief. Nolan Harrison doing a good job of pressuring Gannon.
Now watch Marcus Allen on the move. I mean, sometimes you wonder if he has eyes all over his head. Here comes Marcus. Boom, he sees it. Nothing outside. Right there, nothing inside. Little cut move, and then back into the open field. If he had the speed he had about 10 years ago, I think he might have made it. But this time, just a great run by Marcus Allen.
A former Raider, 38 yards, tackled by the former Albert Lewis. 2nd and 10. Allen. Doesn't appear there's anything there, and he creates the hole.
You know, we're sitting in a position, folks, where we're watching Marcus Allen right from the backside for what he just did, Phil. And I see the smile on your face. He was supposed to run this thing off tackle. It wasn't there. So he dips it back to the outside. Watch the movement of Marcus Allen. Comes at you. It's going in there. Nope, can't go in there. Nope, can't go out there. Let me go back inside here. Isn't that a beautiful run?
Greg Beekert, and then Fredrickson finishes the job after an 8-yard run. Anthony Davis, Willie Davis injured, holds his wrist. 3rd and 2. Gannon on quarterback keep. Touchdown, Kansas City. Marcus Allen, you always look for Allen if you're a defender on 3rd and 4th and short. Faked to Allen and Gannon, much like Steve Bono. Remember that 76-yard run against Arizona earlier this year.
Well, the one thing Rich Gannon can do as a quarterback, he's noted as a scrambling quarterback, so this really fits right into his talents. They fake it to Marcus. Just like weeks ago, Steve Bono, Rich Gannon walks in for an easy touchdown.
The other guy, too, is Webster Slaughter carrying out his pass pattern. He runs in the end zone and takes the corner with him. There's nobody out there.
Try for point by Lynn Elliott. And it hits the up. No good. No good. And the Raiders retain the lead 7-6. Well, the long run by Marcus Allen, and then the fake to Allen, setting up a 77-yard drive in 7 plays for the Chiefs.
Well, let's take a look at the long run. Here's Dave Zott. You're going to see him, the left guard, pull out here and kick out the defensive end. Kimball Anderson's going to here and seal off the linebacker Rob Fredrickson, and look at the lane that is created now for Marcus Allen to run through right there. Does an excellent job of keeping Mike Jones, the linebacker, number 52, inside with the fake, and Albert Lewis runs him down.
Well, Marcus Allen now is a decoy. Watch, we saw Arizona at the time that Bono ran all the way down for a touchdown and no one was out there. Here comes Gannon, he goes out. But one of the reasons why he can slow down right here, because in the end zone is number 85, Webster Slaughter, who ran his pass route, and it was just perfect.
And then they try by Elliott, slices it off the right upright, no good. And from all the positive of tying or potentially tying the game to still trailing on what seems to be or should be an automatic point.
We see Marty there. He's talking to Washington and Hasty. They're talking about defenses, and he go off. Wait a minute, I think I'll look at the extra point. Right. Looks over there and he says, "Oh my God, we got it down here. We can't make it one."
Elliott to kick, Calvin Jones, and the sensational rookie Napoleon Kaufman. It's Kaufman at the 10. He is explosive. Leads the NFL in kickoff returns, 28 plus a return, but not much on that one. 18 in our first or second skirmish of this opening quarter. Somehow that picture of a mixture of black and white uniforms, about 25-30 men all in one spot, just as part of the memories of this series that began back in 1960.
I tell you, you're right, Dick, and Paul, we go out on this field today. There's just a few people in the stands, then maybe 1,000 people, and they were already yelling and loud, but you can just feel the electricity down there. And it reminded me a lot of being in RFK Stadium with the fans, and everybody is just really into the game.
They loved you there, I know that.
Oh, sure they did. I love playing there, though.
Nearing the end, final seconds of this first quarter. Evans at his own 27. Dumps it off, incomplete. Vaughn Booker fly swats it. 20 seconds left in the quarter.
You know, Dick, the interesting thing about this field now, Vaughn Booker coming to the outside. Vince Evans is trying to dump it off, and Vaughn Booker, watch what he does. Goes inside, comes back outside, and gets his hands up. That's the best pass defense you can have. But Phil and I went down this field. This is your first time ever here, and I played on this field. Phil looked at it and he says, "Man, does this thing look small." The reason it looks small is the crowd on the far side and both end zones are right up against the field, and it shortens this field quite a bit.
The perception indeed is like those old basketball arenas where the fans were right on the sideline. He goes to the top end, and Andrew Glover finally pulled down by Brian Washington at the 35. That'll be the end of the quarter, and the second quarter will begin with the Raiders looking at 3rd down and 2. Explosive start. The interception for touchdown by Terry McDaniel. Kansas City has answered but missed the extra point.
Take the time up to love one.
Maybe you helped and didn't know it. Maybe you were part of it and just forgot. Maybe you supported it and still wondered, will it reach the people who really need it? Or maybe you said, sure, this may help them today, but what about tomorrow? If you joined the American Express Charge Against Hunger over the last 2 years, these are some of the programs you've helped make possible and some of the lives you've helped make better. But the fight isn't over. Every time you use your American Express card, we'll give to Share Our Strength, a leading anti-hunger group. So use the card, because now through December 31st, the Charge Against Hunger is on again.
Take the time out to love someone. Pick them up, reach your arms out and help someone.
Finding out Little Caesars' new stuffed crust pizza is a better deal at only $7.99 results in a kind of wacky happiness. A large cheese and pepperoni stuffed crust pizza at Little Caesars for just $7.99.
Pizza.
Johnson drops it!
Come on, my dog can catch better than that. Right, Buster? Guys, we're going in. Hit it.
Third and 8. Hey, is that a dog? That's right, Bob, a dog, and they're going to run the old pooch to the post. And now the guy with no helmet drops back to pass. Oh, great catch! Well, Bob, when you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good. Touchdown, doggy. I have officially seen everything. Miller Lite, it's good!
Jim Fossil, formerly with the Broncos, the offensive coordinator. And he sent down the play call as the second quarter begins. Dick Hendrick with Phil Simms and Paul McGuire. 7-6, the Raiders lead it and have the ball at their own 35, 3rd and 2. Move it to the right hash mark.
3 minutes to move that ball from one hash to the other. They had to wait till now to move it.
It was pleasant to watch.
Boy, he had too much time off, this guy. That was pleasant to watch.
Harvey Williams stymied thus far in the first quarter. Fake to him. Evans. And he's cut down by Mark Collins at the 45. First down, 10 yards on the play.
Boy, is that a pretty play.
Well, that's what you do. 3rd and short, 2 yards. You come in there, and it's basically 3 tight end look. Derek Finner, he's going to release outside. Everybody goes for the play action fake. Nobody there to cover him. The safety has to come up and make the tackle, Mark Collins.
Every time I see that 34, though, although Fenner's wearing it now, you think of Bo Jackson. What a pity that we lost the opportunity to watch his enormous talents so many years because of that injury early in his year. Flags fly as Dan Saliamua wraps up Williams.
You know, I'm looking at this Kansas City. I think Kansas City is offside, but when you look at this Kansas City defense, they are bound and determined that Harvey Williams is not going to run that ball between the tackles.
Defense, number 57, lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. First down.
Cedric Cunningham, the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs, here's a George Jameson guilty of misalignment.
I think, you know, I think it's a good defensive scheme. Let's force Vince Evans to beat us. We're not going to let a running game.
And the Raider running game has vastly improved this year, as been well chronicled throughout the course of this season. No one in the backfield as Williams vacates. He's moving forward. No flag. Evans still can move. And throw incomplete to Brown. Knocked away by James Hasty.
Boy, James Hasty, you talk about some quick hands. We talked to him yesterday, and he loves to cover man-to-man. And he loves to cover this guy, Tim Brown. Watch James Hasty. 81 is Brown, 40 is Hasty. Now watch the quick hands. Ball's out.
Hasty, one of the bigger cornerbacks in the league. He weighs 205 pounds, and he loves to play man.
Yeah, right there you see a little change up in James Hasty's technique. A lot of times when he's up there in that bump and run coverage, he was telling us he loves to get those hands high up on the receiver's shoulder pads, maybe in his throat, to slow him down when he starts out.
2nd and 5. Brown is complete to the 35-yard line. Hasty with help from Collins. 15 for Tim Brown.
Well, when you have man coverage and you're bump and run on Tim Brown, you've got to do a good job at the line of scrimmage, and you can't let him inside. And right there you saw Hasty's trying to go up high, misses him, gives Vince Evans an easy throwing lane to get it into Tim Brown.
Brown's 3rd catch of this first half. 7-6 Raiders early in the second period. Harvey Williams finds a lane Thomas to the 27-yard line. Of 8 before Derek Thomas made the tackle. Let's go to New York.
All right, Dick, we'll take you to Mile High Stadium in Denver, where John Elway has thrown his second touchdown pass of the afternoon. This is a 6-yarder to Shannon Sharp. The Broncos lead the Jaguars 14-3 in a game they must win. As you well know, Dick, they end the season at Kansas City and at Oakland.
Denver Broncos 6-6 going into that game, trailing Oakland by 2 and Kansas City by 4, but in position for a possible wild card. Evans continues the drive for the Raiders. Harvey Williams on the toss, lost his footing, no gain.
Now this is 2 tosses in a row to get Harvey Williams to the outside. The first one, the play before, he cut back inside. This time here, he's trying to get back inside, and he slips coming back. But they're trying to get him outside instead of inside. Here comes the play, Phil.
Well, what really stops it, Paul, this time the backside of the Kansas City defense stays in place. Now Harvey Williams can't cut it back for that easy open lane yards.
Officially now 3rd and 3 as Williams only a yard per try. Came in with 927 yards for the season. Evans looking for Tim Brown. Fires underneath instead, incomplete for Darrell Hobbs. Oh, Brown appeared to be 5 yards beyond his defender, streaking toward the end zone.
Well, Mark Collins had man coverage deep on Tim Brown back in the far corner, was expecting help from the safety, and Vince Evans didn't stay long enough. Look for the short receiver.
Jeff Jager to try the field goal. Jager this year 10 for 14, was injured in the preseason and missed the first half dozen games. 46-yard attempt. Out of Gossett's hold, it hooks and stays in. Gossett gives the Raiders a 10-6 lead. You're watching the NFL on NBC.
This isn't just any sport utility vehicle. It's the first one from a luxury car maker. With heated seats, retractable mirrors, and power moonroof. The new Acura SLX. It's the most civilized way to leave civilization.
Hey Santa, our real tight.
No problem. Just think of Craftsman. Just look at all these great gift ideas from Sears at great prices, too. It's the gift guaranteed to last forever. Craftsman for Christmas. Only at Sears and Sears hardware stores.
You know, these Tostitos are baked.
Get out of here.
Really? But so tasty. Oh, I had this party, and I told everyone that baked Tostitos are low in fat, but nobody believed me.
Wow.
Baked Tostitos have only 1 gram of fat per serving, but they don't taste it.
These are baked?
Mm-hmm.
Get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Really? They're baked.
Get out of here.
Baked Tostitos, tortilla chips, and fat-free salsa. You got Tostitos, you got a party.
Sai, ho finito la mia tesi di laurea.
Bravo, nonno.
Ho fatto tutte le mie ricerche, sia dalle Indiana University. Sì. La biblioteca della facoltà. L'IBM e l'art digitalizzata. Così con internet avrò accesso alla musica quando vuoi. Sì, sono proprio bei tempi questi.
Looking from Oakland back across the bay to the great city of San Francisco. 10-6 Oakland leads on Jeff Jager's 46-yard field goal. He has it teed up, and Tamark Vanover stands at the 5-yard line for Kansas City. As you look at the MetLife blimp, providing the brilliant aerial photos again for you today. Short, Vanover at the 9. And across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Appeared to be Dan Land who tripped him up. A reminder that next Saturday, following the NFL action, the Browns and Vikings, it'll be the John Wooden Classic. Charles O'Bannon, the defending NCAA champions, the UCLA Bruins battle the Terrapins of Maryland. The John Wooden Classic following NFL action next Saturday on NBC.
Now Bono was up throwing the ball when we went to break, but they're going to stay with Gannon. And you think that's a smart idea?
Well, he got the team moving. The offense seems to be in rhythm. I would not make a change if Bono was ready to come back in right now.
Trailing 10-6, it's Marcus Allen straight ahead to the 28, maybe the 29. Jerry Ball in on the tackle for the Raiders, along with Chester McLaughlin.
It looks like Bono. It's the inside right there, the thumb joint in, and a few times myself, it makes it very difficult to grip the ball, to spread your fingers around it. So I would think come tomorrow and next week he's going to have some problems throwing the football.
Gannon in relief, 3 out of 6. Plus the 12-yard scamper for a touchdown on the bootleg. Gannon, tight end Cash, and Keith Cash gets very little to the 29. Fredrickson, in his second year from Michigan State, makes the stop.
You know, when you look at it, it's just like the Raiders don't have a whole lot of respect for Gannon deep. Take a look. Just hold us for a second. Look at this box here, Phil. No, that's 10 guys. Here's the one guy out here. Everybody's up on the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's good defense and good smart point, Paul. If I was playing him, I was defense, I'd keep it up close because they're going to be conservative probably with Rich Gannon just coming in the game.
No gain on the play. Flag down. Gannon has a free play. Throws underneath complete. And a first down for Danon Hughes, his 13th catch of the season. 16 on the play. Hoskins, the tackler.
That'll be a first down because there was offside. Is that old Big Chester?
It appeared that Andre Bruce leaned offside.
Offside. Defense, number 91 in the neutral zone. Penalty is declined. Result play, first down.
Oh, Chester's smiling. Number 91. Right here, folks.
Saying he lined up offsides, but right there is where I think number 99 Andre Bruce was offside. But we saw Gannon right there just move away real easy away from Chester McLaughlin and throw the ball down the field, improvising, something he does well.
The man who hadn't thrown a pass all year, Gannon playing well. Allen tries to extricate himself from that mass of black jerseys, and Rob Fredrickson and Derek Hoskins there to bring him down. Rob Fredrickson, who grew up close to Notre Dame and just across the Indiana-Michigan border in St. Joseph, Michigan, the son of 2 teachers who studied, by the way, at Central Michigan University. His mother and father
who went there?
Consummate good taste in that regard. Rob Fredrickson, he said he was Ken Stabler was his idol because as a kid he was a left-hander and played quarterback. And Snake was his man. Second. Good dump ball. Allen on the sideline from Marcus cruises to the Raider 34-yard line before Eddie Anderson can bump him out after 18 yards.
Well, what happens is the Oakland Raiders come on a blitz. You'll see the linebackers all coming inside, and Marcus Allen has nobody to pick up. He releases outside real quick. A good job by Rich Gannon, seeing that, getting it up there quick and letting him run. Nobody covering him on the play.
I also think it's a good job by Marcus Allen. I think what he did is he read blitz where he's supposed to stay in, but he saw that everyone was picked up. It's a sense of him staying in there. He got outside, nobody there.
Look at that. He's about to do something no one in the history of this league has ever done. 3 more receiving yards. He'll be the first ever 5,000 yards receiving, 10,000 rushing. Underneath to Kimball Andrews for maybe a yard. Greg Beekert, who's just improving week by week. Beekert and Jones make the tackle. These 3 young backers, Fredrickson's 24, Beekert 26, Jones 26. Really tough for the Raiders. The speed.
All the speed. I mean, they may be the fastest core of linebackers, 3 combined in the National Football League.
Gannon brings him out. He's 7 for 10 in relief of the injured Steve Bono. Well, he makes a lot out of nothing to the 29-yard line.
He just double clutched it. If you overhead stick shift, you know what I'm talking about.
That's Anderson and Vanover in the mask wrestling match.
I'm going to tell you what. When you see a guy like Vanover, now I know Anderson is tough, but you see a guy like Vanover, all he does is smile and says very little. Be very leery of this guy. This guy is really put together. He is a big man. Watch Vanover. He will not back down from anyone. Now that's face mask. I don't understand why the officials don't call that. play. It's a face mask.
Well, defensive backs, for some reason, think it's wrong for these wide receivers to come down and block them. They always retaliate, and that way we saw it last week on Sanders.
3rd and 4. Good protection for Gannon. Out of the backfield, Marcus Allen trying to twist for a first down. Flag down, and Allen hits the 25-yard line, close to a first down. Terry McDaniel, good, solid tackle. Holding against Kansas City.
Boy, I tell you what, Allen and they're just doing an excellent job coming back to the outside. I think Rich Gannon is finding the things he has to do go short. Marcus Allen almost has the first down there.
Holding, offense, number 76, 10-yard penalty, repeat the down, 3rd down.
John Alt on Pat Swilling.
Well, we saw him earlier. John Alt couldn't even get a hand on Pat Swilling. So this time, Pat Swilling, his favorite move, he likes to reverse field and go inside. Caught John off a little off guard. So what's he do? You reach out and grab him to stop him.
Well, see, I don't understand why Zott does that, though, because he knows four-man rush on that particular play. He has Zott to his inside to help him. So let him go inside.
He's your kind of guy, that John Alt, Paul. I heard his license plate, personalized license plate, is musky. So wants everyone to know he loves to fish. 3rd and 14. That would have given Allen the record, that 5-10 record, 5,000, 10,000. Gannon a deep drop, then throws short and complete for Kimball Anders. Too tall for the fullback, James Trapp, the extra DB over on the coverage.
I'm saying something here, Phil, and maybe it's my imagination. I don't know, but I look at Gannon that time when they try to throw hard, they don't have the accuracy. Vince Evans is the same thing. When he tries to throw it and force it in there, it doesn't seem to have the accuracy that it has when he has these touch passes.
That penalty by Alt took them out of a possible long field goal. So Aguiar to punt. Brown at the wobbler. Carter. Did he come down on the goal line? They haven't signaled yet. He may have caught that on the 1-foot line.
I think he does, because if he was in the end zone, the official takes his arm and he waves it up and down, and he didn't do that. Oh, now.
Yeah, his feet came down on the end zone line. I thought, let's see what happens right here.
He's already
on it.
So he can't come out of the end zone. So it is the touchback, and the Raiders will begin at their own 20 with a 10-6 lead.
Dad?
Yeah?
There's something I want to tell you.
What is it, son?
Well, Dad, you're my dad. And I love you, man.
You're not getting my Bud Light, John.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Ray, forget it, Johnny.
This isn't just any sport utility vehicle. It's the first one from a luxury car maker. With heated seats, retractable mirrors, and power moonroof. The new Acura SLX. It's the most civilized way. Civilization.
Emma, seems like we've known each other forever.
Yeah, I know. 2 weeks.
Will you marry me? 'Cause Emma, I love you, man.
Oh, Johnny, you're not getting my Bud Light.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down,
Johnny?
make it a Bud Light.
Jane?
It's Joan.
Jane, Joan, whatever. I feel like I've known you forever.
NFL on NBC is brought to you by Acura, who introduces the Acura SLX, the most civilized way to leave civilization. By McDonald's, have you had your break today? By the Citizen Watch Company, Citizen is how the world tells time. And by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Back at the Oakland Alameda Coliseum, the Raiders have won only one of the last 12 meetings against Kansas City. The Chiefs with 5 in a row. Raiders hit 10-6 play action opens. So it's complete underneath to the tight end Kerry Cash. So the two twins, Keith Cash of the Chiefs and Kerry Cash of the Raiders, who played at the University of Texas, each with a grab today. There's the twins, both drafted. The Colts took Kerry Cash. Cash you're watching now was picked by the Washington Redskins and migrated to new teams as they have gotten bigger. They were really wide receivers, big wide receivers at Texas, and now big solid tight ends at 245. Second down, Fenner in motion, throw to the flat defender, tackled immediately at the 27-yard line, shy of the first down. George Jameson with a hit.
You know, I'm getting a feeling, and you know, you look at these Kansas City Chiefs, and the Raiders must understand that, because I'm telling you now, don't let this close to you. The Raiders, I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs find a way to win.
Right here we see James Hasty and Tim Brown get their own little personal battle going over there, and Tim Brown is looking over to the sideline in Kansas City and telling him, look, you can only cover me if he holds me.
He pulls him right out of his shoulder pad. Is sticking out. I guess he is holding a little bit.
Third down and a short 4. Quickie to the tight end, Cash. And Kerry Cash didn't get the money on that one. Only a yard gain and 4th and 2.
Didn't I say in the opening that they were going to go deep?
Right. I was listening to you. That was you, Paul.
Did I say that?
Yes, you did a couple times.
I did my homework. I'm telling you, folks, they were going to throw this ball deep. They haven't thrown the ball more than about 8 yards all day.
They did try early a couple times, but there was nothing there, so now they're going back underneath.
Gossett to punt. Tamari Vanover at the 32 for Kansas City.
Just don't make a mistake and kick it right at him.
Flag down. Boy, he really scuffed that one. That would have been out of bounds at about the 45 of the Raiders.
Well, they have movement. When they stop it, it's on the offense, so there's movement on the kicking team. They'll move them back another 5. I'm going to tell you something. Vanover makes things happen.
You know,
start. Offense prior to the snap. The center. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. 4th down.
You know, that kick, Phil Simms, we just saw that skidded up in the old AFL days. They called those a
McGuire, yeah.
Nice quip, Dickie.
Well, they do that in golf, too, when you shank them, right, Paul?
Yeah. I don't ever shank him. I just
you were a very good punter back in the old days.
Yes,
I mean, because you tell us every week how
good I was. Yes, I was.
You're so lovable, Paul. Godson, look out for Vanover. He's got some room. 33, 35, 40, and to the 47-yard line. So the Chiefs start there. They trail the Raiders 10-6.
Have you had your break today?
Let me see. Cinnamon, nutmeg, and...
Oh, I'll just print it out for you.
Why don't you just fax it to me?
The compact Presario. Has it changed your life yet?
Remember, it's not only how fast you can go, it's also where you can go. The new Honda Passport with standard dual airbags and one powerful V6 engine.
Hello there.
So, how about if I call you sometime?
I'd like that. I'll give you my number. So call me.
You've got mail. The compact Presario. Has it changed your life yet?
Last year, UCLA won the Wooden on their way to a national title. Now Charles O'Bannon leads the Bruins against ECC Power Maryland. The John Classic next Saturday on NBC.
So Rich Gannon, in his first serious contributions of the Kansas City season, scores a rushing touchdown, and his role as backing up the injured Steve Bono, and now Bono has returned. Bono, this is his time of the year. One, because he wants to lead his team to the playoffs, and two, it's the holiday season, and this man loves to shop. As they find Vanover, and they knew, and we knew, that they're going to put in some special plays for this man. They've got to utilize his terrific talent.
Yeah, get it to Tamarick Vanover if you can. You watch the flea flicker. Marcus does a good job holding on to it, throws it back, and Vanover comes across the field, makes a nice catch, and right there you see Rob Ferguson doing a good job as a linebacker, getting back there in the passing lane.
This is a big target, not in height now, folks, but in width. This is a big man, and you said something about he's one of the bigger guys in weight in the league for the short in size.
Okay, he is the biggest wide receiver in terms of size. Marcus Allen driving forward inside the 25, and Vanover back to him. That was his 10th catch. He's averaging over 22 yards catch, plus that kick return abilities. It made us wonder when we talked to Marty, why don't you use him more as a wide receiver?
Well, he doesn't want to take away from his returning skills, and I definitely agree there. His value to this team is kickoff and punt returns, because he can make big plays for your special teams. Don't wear him out trying to throw the ball to him and have him run routes on the outside all afternoon.
Only a handful of wide receivers in the league over 210, and he's by far the shortest. Second down. Kimball Anders, great thinking. Anders has a touchdown. Wow. It's as if the Raider defense didn't know he had the ball.
Well, the guy that came up to tackle him on the outside, I don't know if that was Mike Jones or not, but somebody came up on the outside, knew he had the ball because he ran right over him.
23-yard touchdown for Kimball Anders, his second rushing score of the year.
This place got quiet, didn't it?
Whoa. Will they go for two? No, they're going to go for the 13-10 lead as Bono returns from the injured hand and directs a quick touchdown drive. Elliott, and he misses again. He hooks this one to the left, hit the upright to the right, and hooks to the left. 12-10 Kansas City.
Let's take a look at the touchdown right here. The Kansas City Chiefs spread the defense out. Down inside, Keith Cash, excellent job of blocking the linebacker. Kimball Anders runs through the last defender for the touchdown.
Honda presents Great Drive.
This is incredible.
In the 1958 NFL Championship, the Colts and Giants were deadlocked 17-all in overtime. Stay tuned to see how the Colts drove on to a legendary victory.
Will that be a window or aisle? Sir, window? Seat.
Well, at least you know where to sit when you get home. The Accord Coupe from Honda, possibly the world's easiest decision.
Johnny Unitas cleverly mixed passes and runs as the Colts drove to the Giant 1-yard line. From there, Alan the Horse Amici plunged into the end zone to give Baltimore the win in the greatest game ever played.
They're in the shapes of little portals. When you walk, they bark.
Shopping for the holidays? Come to Wendy's for a Monterey Ranch chicken sandwich. It's a whole breast filet, Monterey Jack, and ranch dressing with bacon. At least you'll get one thing you like this holiday.
Skill Power Tools make such quick work of all your projects. You'll find time to get out there and work on all kinds of things. Skill Power Tools. Think of all the things you can do.
Tonight, they had a wild Mad About You-Night.
He threw off the covers and took me.
And you were sound asleep. This is what I'm saying. Then Dennis continues to woo Lisbeth.
Hello, she's in a coma.
And Nurse Nancy.
I can't do this. Lisbeth's staring up at us. Let's go outside.
All new Hope and Gloria, NBC tonight.
Kansas City owns the lead 12-10, but somewhat empty the lead when Marty Schottenheimer sees his placement kicker miss 2 extra points. Rocket Ismail at the 6. And what an effort for the tackle by Leroy Thompson of Kansas City. He was actually scratching and digging to get at Ismail.
Well, look at Derek Walker here on the long touchdown run. Watch him release inside here and get the block on Mike Jones and seal everything to the inside. And then you see Kimbo Andrews come through. Look at that outside. Nobody's out there. A good block by number 82, Derek Walker. And Kimbo Andrews does the rest.
All right, now when you look at the Elliott and the extra point, the first one he pushed to the right, this one overcompensation. Goes to the left and hooks it. And I'm going to go out on the limb and tell you this now, Dick. I do it once a week. All right. The next one, he's going to put it right down the middle.
We'll wait for that then, won't we? Yeah. 21-yard line. Harvey Williams and the Oakland Raiders having trouble moving the ball on the ground today. Neil Smith making the tackle there, and you can see the spirit of Williams. He wants to desperately do well against his teammates.
Well, look, he's not doing very well so far. You know, and you take a look at the Oakland Raiders stats so far. Inside of 3 minutes to go in the first half. Ready for this, folks? Well, they get anything there? They got 2. 5 yards rushing and 55 passing. That's the Raiders' new offense.
2:40 remaining in the half. Fenner in motion. Drilled, but gets it off to Tim Brown, and a first down at the 40. What a throw by Evans under heavy pressure.
I'm sorry, I just went ooh up here because I saw Evans. Watch this, folks. He's going to sit back there and throw this ball. This takes a lot of guts, and then he just gets hammered.
Tracy Simeon hit him.
Watch Tim Brown on the outside. It's man coverage. James Hasty all over him, but a good job. Vince Evans puts it right in there. Nothing the defensive back can do on a pass like that.
Tim Brown has been the Raider offense. 55 yards on 4 catches in the half. Evans, how to get out of that? Chased by Joe Phillips, and finally out of bounds Dale Carter at the 42-yard line. Gets him out after a 1-yard scramble. We're at the 2-minute warning.
Few friends over, big hunger that can't wait. It's good times for the deep dish of your life. Zesty herbs, thick crust. It's gotta be Domino's.
Buy a large, ultimate deep dish pizza with 1 topping for just $9.99.
It's gotta be Domino's.
You think in color. Your computer thinks in color. So how come everything you print comes out black and white? Black and white. The Epson Stylus color printers, starting at $349 for the kind of brilliant color that will let your ideas be heard. You've got to see it in Epson color.
Did you notice how many times a day you look at your watch? More men rely on a watch made by Citizen than any other timepiece. Because more men prefer a watch made by Citizen than any other timepiece on Earth. Citizen, how the world tells time.
Playoff fever heats up next weekend on NBC. Next Saturday at the special time of 12 noon Eastern, the Vikings need a win to stay in the crowded playoff picture. Then, next Sunday, 4 teams thinking postseason highlight an NFL on NBC doubleheader. Bills Rams, then Raiders Steelers. The NFL on NBC, home of Super Bowl 30.
Welcome back, and a reminder coming up at halftime, the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC halftime report. Greg Gumbel, Mike Ditka, Joe Gibbs in our New York studios to get you caught up on all the scores and highlights from around the league. And Paul's cousin Roy made it. What position did he play in football?
I think he was a safety.
Oh, safety. I get it.
Hey, very clever. Look what you could look like if you shaved your head.
Did you see the back of his head? The back of it, that roller must weigh about 4 pounds.
Second down and 9. What they won't do to get on camera.
12-10, the Chiefs. 2 missed extra points. Will it haunt them? Evans goes long for a break. First down. Kansas City 37.
Now there's a play with a lot of touch on the pass. Vince Evans to Tim Brown. Perfect. Hasty was up short, and he just drops it over his head.
I think this is something the Raiders thought they could do today, but the problem is Kansas City's defense has been playing man coverage all day. This time they play zone. They open up that space. Evans does an excellent job of dropping it in there.
21 yards on the plays. 5 catches, 74 for Tim Brown. Now moves to the right side where Mark Collins picks him up. This one is short. Brown had worked his way open toward the near sidelines, but Evans under pressure from Smith and Saliamua. In case you're just joining us, Jeff Hostetler for the 2nd straight week, that injured left shoulder keeping him on the sidelines. And Vince Evans, they call him Pops, 40-year-old quarterback backup. He was out of football 2 years, and he was working in Denver, a power plant estimating conduit lines. Good throw to tight end Glover, and he is dragged down in a wrestling match with Brian Washington. Clock continues at 1:35 here in the half.
Excellent job by Brian Washington making the open field tackle. Not let the tight end Glover get any extra yards because there was no help behind him, so you had to keep the offensive receiver in front of him. He did that.
The Raiders are going to use a timeout. I believe that's the first one spent by either team. We'll be right back.
So this is what you do every day, huh? For a baby. Like this. Not like this. It's not so bad. Maybe...
For the man with sensitive skin, chicken. The new Tracer FX.
There's a sensitive part? Right here? Good.
With its unique skin guard designed for a smooth shave with less irritation.
Think I'm getting the hang of it.
The shaving system for sensitive skin. Chic. Tracer FX.
You guys are so sensitive. What's the big deal?
And much more. 12-10 Kansas City. Smooth seas today up around San Francisco. That's got to be a way to spend a Sunday afternoon.
I can tell you right now, that does not have a bet on this game.
54,000 at the Coliseum. It'll be expanded by about 10,000 plus by next year.
Noisy place. A very noisy place.
3rd down, 6 for the Raiders at the Kansas City 33. They trail by 2. 1:21 left in the half.
And the blitz.
Over the middle of Glover. He makes the catch. Washington, an immediate tackle just inside the 30 where it's 4th and 2.5.
Well, they sent a whole lot of people, Phil.
Well, an excellent job by Vince Evans and the tight end Andrew Glover. Reading, look at all the people coming inside. Vince Evans knows they can't pick everybody up, so he does the best thing, gets rid of the ball very quickly.
48-yard field goal attempt. Jaeger hit from 46 in the first quarter, and Kansas City will call time. 2 times left for each team. 54 seconds on the clock, so Marty figuring that he might want to flirt with a chance of having a few plays before the half after this field goal, if it is a field goal attempt. News is not good for Mike White. As Marty looks on, he's had a couple of key men leave the field and go back to the locker room with injuries. Rocket Ismail has left his ribs, and Napoleon Kaufman, we hear, will not return. He has an injured toe. That's 2 key losses.
Well, they were talking about getting on the field and trying to make plays in offense too. Your big playmakers go out, that can only hurt your offensive production.
You know, all year long we're watching things that happen in ball games, Phil, and you plan on things. You know, defensively, if we do this, we can stop these guys and kind of hold them, and we can score on offense if we do this. I mean, you'd never figure that the field goal kicker, your extra point kicker, comes out on the field and misses 2 in a row. This team would have been up by 4. They're up by 2, and now the Raiders can take it by 1.
48 yards for the lead. And that's to the right. No good. Well, Lynn Elliott's the one who can commiserate and understand Jeff Jager's plight.
Well, Jeff Jager, before the play before and third down, he ran out to the field to check the spot to make sure he was going to have good footing. And look at that right there, Paul. Gets on the left side of his foot, makes him slide. That's the reason why it goes right.
The turf comes up. Watch the foot on a plant foot. Bam, that turf comes up. He misses the ball. And Elliott, we saw him. He's saying, see, everybody misses.
It's a remarkable effort considering the loss of it. He had the distance and did miss by much. So Marty Schottenheimer figures we didn't get 2 and they didn't get 3. 12-10 plus. The Chiefs had the ball at the 38-yard line, the spot where the ball was spotted. Marcus Allen, 40, 45. 49, first down, 11 more yards for Allen, and a timeout, Kansas City. Allen has 67 yards rushing in this opening half.
And they have one more timeout, Kansas City.
Well, gentlemen, looking ahead to an NBC NFL doubleheader after the Saturday game, the Browns and the Vikings. Vinny Testaverde in Cleveland trying to come up with a victory here in the tail end of the season. And you guys saw him last week.
Well, Vinny played very well. I thought he was the reason why the Cleveland Browns had a chance to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. And talk about Minnesota. Warren Moon is on fire, and every week it's 3-4 touchdown passes by him. And right now Minnesota's offense is probably playing as well as anybody's in the NFL.
One big today. One big earlier today. They played Tampa Bay and beat them. They're on a roll
as they fight for a playoff spot, and that's Saturday, folks. Saturday at 12 noon Eastern the time, the NFL on NBC, and then we have a for you on Sunday. We'll be telling you about that. We'll be right back here in Oakland as the Steelers, who have clinched the Central Division of the NFC, will be the Raiders' opponent. Jeff Jager, his thoughts on the missed field goal, and meanwhile, Kansas City, 45 seconds left in the half. Underneath the Webster Slaughter, close to 10 yards. Tackled by Najee Mustafa.
Plenty of time. They're inside of 36 seconds, but they still have one timeout. They want to save that for the field goal.
And early, out of bounds to Willie Davis, and Davis stops the clock at the 39, first down.
You know, this really, Phil, it's a smart play. They've got second and a little bit, and not to throw the ball down and stop the clock. Let's just throw the little dump pass to the outside. It's going to take 5 or 6 seconds, but we pick up the first down. We have 4 fresh downs and a timeout.
And really, I thought the key to this drive so far, first down, these 2-minute situations, get a positive play. Right off the start, they run the draw.
Triple right formation with Slaughter left. And then Allen trying to run right. He creates a couple of yards to the 37-yard line. Rob Frederickson and Anthony Smith make the tackle, and timeout with 19 seconds left before the intermission.
That is your last time out. I'll tell you, that looked like a new dance step that Marcus put in there. I mean, there was just absolutely no place to go. His feet were moving, but his body was stationary.
Well, the Raiders have been fooled twice today by the spread offense and giving the ball running back in the backfield. But watch Marcus Allen right there. A right, a left. Oh, wait, he doesn't even know what he's going to do. No. And then finally decides to go forward. And really actually does a good job of picking up a couple yards.
You know, Rob Frederickson, 53, made the tackle, and it was Frederickson who really stopped the play. There was a lot of room to the left, except Frederickson didn't go for anything. He was stayed at home, and Marcus couldn't go in that direction.
And when you're standing back there with the ball and all those black shirts are in front of you, Marcus is saying to himself, "Oh, feet, don't fail me now." Get me out of here.
They haven't failed him often, have they, during the course of his 14 outstanding years in the league. He's on his way to Canton someday, and he has said he wants to go there as a Kansas City Chief, not as a Raider.
Well, I will say this about him last night, talking to him. He was excited. He must have told us 2 or 3 times, "I feel really good. I got to have the ball today." And he's showing he felt pretty good.
No timeouts left now for Bono. Throw to the sidelines deep to Slaughter. Was he inbounds? Yes.
Oh, what a great catch. I'll tell you what, Webster Slaughter just ran off the defender and then comes back to the ball.
Excellent job by Webster Slaughter. Look at him to the outside right here. Something unusual for the Kansas City Chiefs. A 7-step drop gives the wide receiver a chance to get deep down the field. Webster Slaughter made 2 moves. That's why he got so wide open.
Mustafa, number 48, is there. But watch this. Webster Slaughter's, look at his knees. His knees are in the playing field. That is just beautiful.
I thought he might have been already down on his elbows out of bounds, but he caught the ball just a split second before the down.
Here's Elliott, who's missed 2 short extra point tries. Can he make a 32-yard field goal? The Raiders will give him time to think about it.
Down time. Down the middle. Down the middle.
That's right. You did guarantee that, didn't you?
Down the middle. Don't look at me like that, Sims.
It's just affection, Paul. That's why I'm looking at you that way.
This is a 40-second timeout.
32-yard attempt for Elliott.
You know, it's really nice, though, that even the police here in San Francisco recognize Phil Sims. You know?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. I mean, that was touching. That was really touching.
Well,
we're in San Francisco,
and the car was probably parked a little illegally because it was in the middle of the street and no one was in it. And so when we arrived to go and sit in the car, the policeman, the very nice policeman, and you handled it really well, Paul. You humored him and all that. And then you said, you know, we pointed over to our partner and said, "I hope you're a New York Giant fan." He looked at Phil and said, "Hey, Boomer!"
and then Phil politely said, "My name's Phil Sims."
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did.
Things happen quite a bit. You know, Boomer's always complaining. He said he came to New York and he got tired of everybody coming up to him and saying, "Hey, Phil." He goes, "I am not Phil." He keeps saying he's better looking than me, but I won't agree with that. But
now Bono comes out with 13 seconds left. That's interesting. So the Raiders call the time, and now Marty figures he's got a chance for a free play. 4 wideouts. Allen in the backfield.
Dawson doesn't get out of bounds, and the half is going to end without the Chiefs getting a chance to score. Dawson is trying to get loose from the Raiders. It doesn't matter. The half is over. A flag now is down.
There's flags down here because of Webster Slaughter and number 29, Albert Lewis. Now, they were fighting right by the end zone, whether they're going to call it a two-way or not. Now, remember one thing. The not end on a defensive penalty. It can on an offensive penalty.
The flag was thrown, though, after the clock went down to 0, so...
Yeah, but you don't have replay, pal, and it's going to be tough to convince somebody that's going to happen. But the question is now, first of all, Lake Dawson with the bonehead play of the first half by not getting out of bounds. And then the other thing, what's going on down here, we don't know anything about.
But why even that call? If you're going to take the one shot, wouldn't you go into the end zone?
You got a field goal kicker who's missed points, so they figure they're going to play off. Let's get it 5 yards closer to give him a better chance of making it, and that's the reason why he sent the offense back on the field.
And it's the other thing, too, Phil, you know, second guess people, but they had to talk about it, saying, hey, wait a minute, we have no more timeouts. We're going to throw this one play. If you can't get in the end zone, get out of bounds. Don't try to take it back inside. Was there? Yeah, here's a question now, because remember, the half cannot end on a defensive penalty.
Marty's saying you have 1 second, but even if there's 1 second, they have to set the ball. Can you get that snap back to Elliott? If you're the Chiefs, wouldn't you want to be in perfect position right now to...
Well, if it is a penalty against the Raiders and they have 1 second, Dick, the clock would not start until the snap, so that would give them a chance.
That would be a huge break for Kansas City.
And, you know, you have to trust Marty, because here's a coach trying to make sure his guy gets out of bounds. And during that time, Lake Dawson, he had the ability, Marty, to look at the clock and notice that there was 1 second remaining in the game. Would you believe that? Yeah. Come on. If it's a defensive penalty and there is no replay on the clock, they are going to get an extra play, plus a penalty on top of it if it's against the Raiders.
Well, Dick Anzac has sorted it out, and he has indicated, apparently by that gesture, there is 1 second left. Both teams, he's saying, foul against both teams.
Well, but still, there's a defensive penalty that's involved, so you can't end the game, right. Or the half, I mean.
Even if the clock's at 0, you get a chance for the final play.
They will discuss this for a long period of time.
certainty in the huddle of the officials either, is there?
No. See, that's the whole key to this whole thing. There it comes. Here it comes. First of all, both sides.
Okay.
Now, make the decision. You don't have to go talking to the coaches. Make the decision. Put the ball down and say, let's play. You have one more play. Let's get it over with.
They don't seem all of that convinced that is the case.
Well, he's happy because he gets a play. Now, Mike White on the other side can't be happy because they're going to get the play. All right, here we go. Here it comes.
Oh,
Here it comes. Hold on.
Oh, Raiders are going to the locker room.
No, Marty's not happy. Wait a minute. He's waiting. What's he waiting on?
There is no foul as the clock had run out, ending the first half. This is the halftime.
So the call is that the half it ended before the personal fouls, and therefore there is no 1 second left and one final play.
I will say, Dick, I was watching it down here, and I saw the flag go up after the clock was on 0. And here you see Lake Dawson really making a major mistake. Emotionally could be hurting his team because, well, not a sure field goal, but they don't even get a chance now to kick it.
But also give credit to James Trapp. I mean, here's the defensive back. We're talking about the bonehead play by Dawson, but James Trapp just made a tremendous play by keeping him in bounds.
And in a way, poetic justice, isn't it? Because Kansas City didn't make the play they should have, getting out of bounds. And the foul way away from the play shouldn't have given them a free chance for 3. So that's the way it ends. 12-10. Much like the tradition of this rivalry. Who knows what is ahead? We got a Greg Gumbel in New York.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC Halftime Report. Brought to you by Domino's Pizza. When it's gotta be great and it's gotta be now, it's gotta be Domino's.
Nice to know that all is sane and normal and right with the world out in Oakland, isn't it? Welcome back to our studios. Greg Gumbel along with Mike Ditka and Joe Gibbs as we run down the scores and highlights of the games in progress. The one that you are watching out in Raiderland, the Chiefs are leading Oakland by a score of 12-10. What do you see so far in these Oakland Raiders, Joe?
Well, I tell you what, it looks like Kansas City's taking the approach that they're going to put everybody up on line of scrimmage and blitz. It's shutting down the run. The Raiders have had 8 rushes for 9 yards. They can't rush the football. And what Kansas City's saying is, hey, Vince Evans, you're going to have to beat us deep, and that's what's going to have to happen for the Raiders to win this game.
And a nice recovery by the Chiefs after the interception to get them off on the bad foot.
Well, they got the running game going. I think Marcus Allen's done a heck of a job. They run the ball very well. Rich Gannon came in and did a good job. The guy that bothers me, and it really cost us 3 points right there, and I say we because I picked him today, but you missed 2 extra points, then the coach doesn't want the guy to kick a field goal. You can't blame him. I mean, the guy might miss the ball.
You ought to hear what Dick is calling the kickers here.
Yes, I know. At least he's not emotionally involved.
He doesn't care.
12-10, Chiefs in the lead. In Dallas, the Redskins and the Cowboys are at halftime, and the Cowboys lead it by just a field goal, 10-7. In Denver, they've gone, or just about, halftime's just about over at Mile High Stadium, 21-10, Broncos in the lead. Rookie running back Terrell 1,000-yard rushing mark, and John Elway 3 touchdown passes today. This one to Anthony Miller, who goes down the sidelines for 62 yards. Miller's 12th TD catch of the season, and the Broncos led 21-3, but just before halftime, take a look. Mike Dumas with the block for Jacksonville. Jimmy Smith recovers in the end zone. The extra point just before halftime made it a 21-10 Denver lead. In Seattle, the Seahawks surprising the Eagles so far early in the second half, 17-7 Seattle. In San Diego, the Chargers with a 17-3 lead on the Cleveland Browns early in the second half. Bobby Ross's Chargers trying to avoid going from a Super Bowl appearance last year to no postseason this year. Browns help their cause early. Ernest Hunter fumbles the opening kickoff. Lewis Bush recovers for San Diego at the Cleveland 23. It led to this 3-yard touchdown run by Aaron Hayden. The Browns just 3 yards rushing in the first half, and they trail 17-3 early in the third quarter. When we come back, scores and highlights of the early games, and we'll get to that right after these words from your local station.
It seems
seems so simple.
She stabbed her father to death.
They're going for first-degree murder.
Please help me.
Defending an innocent girl.
Beautiful girl. Too bad she's a monster.
I'm going to win this case. Who's far from innocent.
I should do something for you.
This kid scares the hell out of me. A family with too many secrets.
Did she kill him?
I hope she did.
Too many motives.
Grieving widow gets $8 million. They think that she's a murderer.
And just when you think it's over, talk to me. It isn't.
We find the defendant.
What?
Brian Dennehy, Bonnie Bedelia, Shadow of a Doubt, NBC tonight.
On any given Sunday, there's over 5,000 hits, 2,000 head cracks, and 500 body slams. But the trouble is, it's not on the football field. Violence shouldn't be a part of real life. Think about it.
The NFL. Hard-hitting and just downright nasty. Of course, we do have our softer side. Introducing the NFL Pro Bear. 2 feet tall, 4.5 pounds. Suited up in authentic uniforms, helmets, and cleats. And ready to play for only $34.95. Call 1-800-PRO-BEAR and ask for your favorite team. NFL Pro Bear. Tackle one today. This is NFL Sunday Ticket.
Your first ball. Learning how to dribble, how to shoot. But there was more. Things that weren't as much fun, but just as important. Things that made a difference. You learned so much about this game. You even learned to love it. And just when you thought you knew it all, you learned a little more.
Next summer in Atlanta, the greatest spectacle in sport. The Olympic Games return to America on NBC.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC Halftime Report. Brought to you by Domino's Pizza. When it's gotta be great and it's gotta be now, it's gotta be Domino's.
Greg Gumbel along with Mike Ditka and Joe Gibbs as we get to the early scores and highlights, beginning with another stellar performance by Green Bay's Brett Favre. The Packers come back to beat the Bengals by a score of 24-10. That's veteran quarterback Jim McMahon, signed by Green Bay this week as a backup. 10-10 tie in the third. Favre to Edgar Bennett for the go-ahead score. 17-10 Green Bay. Favre 30th of the year, 100th of his career. 17-10 in the fourth. Favre to Mark Shimura. 8-yard touchdown. The Packers take a 24-10 lead. The only bad news on the day for the Packers, Reggie White was helped off the field in the fourth quarter after pulling his left hamstring in the fourth straight win. They are 9-4 on the year. 14 touchdown passes, Mike, for Brett Favre in the last 4 games.
You know, Greg, when I was up there talking to him, I really thought that this was a man on a mission. And I really think he is. I think he's on a mission to get home field advantage. That's one thing. And I think all that stuff about MVP, I think he really believes that he is the MVP on his football team, and that's what he believes, and that's the way he's playing right now.
Talk about home field advantage. The Packers have won 16 of their last 17 games at Lambeau Field. In Miami, the Dolphins snap a 3-game losing streak. They come back to beat Atlanta 21-20. Another NFL record, 300-yard passing day for the 52nd time. Early in the fourth, 14-9 Falcons. Jeff George threads the needle to Terrence Mathis, 16 yards and a touchdown, 20-9 Atlanta. It was 20-15 in the fourth. Falcons in the lead, under 2 minutes to play, trying to run out the clock. 4th and 1 from the Miami 31, and Craig Hayward stopped by Brian Cox. The Dolphins take over on downs. Big mistake by the Falcons. Here comes Marino. 2nd and 10 from the 33, unable to find a receiver. Scrambles for 12 yards, out of bounds at the 21. Stops the clock with 20 to play. On the very next play, Marino gets a lot of time. Too much time for Atlanta. He finds Irving Fryer at the goal line with 11 seconds to play. 21-yard touchdown pass. That's the game winner for Miami. The Dolphins improved to 7-6. Don Shula looks like a happy man. What did he do differently today, Joe?
Well, the season's going down the drain. What's Don Shula do? He goes for it 3 times on fourth and 1. He also goes 3 times for 2 points. In the end, though, they try and run the football. Then he says, oh, what the heck? Give it to Marino, let him throw it 50 times. Same old story.
Yeah, that sounds like
down
it would work.
The field.
Yeah, 21-20. wins it over Atlanta. At Carolina, the Panthers beat the Indianapolis Colts today by a score of 13-10. Panthers owner Jerry Richardson caught a TD pass for the Colts in the 59 championship game. Indianapolis' opening possession, second play from scrimmage. Colts quarterback Jim Harbaugh to Sean Dawkins, 31 yards, 7-0 Colts. 10-0 in the second, third and inches. Kerry Collins on the sneak for a 1-yard touchdown, cuts the Colt lead to 10-7. It was a 10-10 tie in the third. Harbaugh was knocked out in the third quarter with a sprained right knee. He didn't return. The Panthers team record with 7 quarterback sacks, 8 seconds to play. John Casey a 38-yard field goal. The Panthers win it 13-10. They have won 4 straight games at home. They knock off the Colts, who fall to 7-6. In Minnesota, the Vikings over Tampa Bay today, 31-17. Bucks trying to recover from losses in 4 of their last 5 games. Warren Moon hands off to Amp Lee. See you later. Amp Lee, 66 yards and a touchdown. That breaks the scoreless tie. The Vikings go on top 7. On Minnesota's next possession, Moon to Chris Carter, 28 yards and a touchdown. First of 2 catches on the day for Carter. 14-0 Vikings. They led big at halftime, and the frustration boiled over for Trent Dilfer. Ejected for fighting here. He was sacked 6 times and fumbled twice today. Tampa Bay falls to 6-7. The Vikings are 7-6 after the win at home today. In Pittsburgh, the Steelers clinch the AFC Central Division Championship with a win over Houston. Bill Cowher's Steelers looking for their 3rd AFC in 4 years. Last play of the first quarter, Neil O'Donnell to Yancey Thigpen. When all is said and done, this is a 33-yard touchdown. Thigpen, the first Steeler wide receiver since Lewis Lips in '85 to go over 1,000 yards receiving. Chris Chandler got it back on one play. Chris Sanders on the receiving end of a 76-yard touchdown pass. Game tied at 7. Chandler later left the game with flu symptoms. Time running down in the first half. O'Donnell to Mark Bruner, 7 yards and a touchdown. The Steelers go on to record their 6th straight win and claim the AFC Central title, 21-7. At the Meadowlands, the St. Louis Rams knocked off the Jets today. 23-20 was the final score. Rams quarterback Chris Miller knocked out of the game with a concussion. Defensive end Marvin Washington ejected for that blow to the head. Miller's replacement, Mark Rippon, intercepted 3 times, but did make some big plays. This is a 2-yard touchdown pass to Isaac Bruce, 14-10 St. Louis, and later they hooked up again. This time an 11-yard score, the 11th and 12th TD catches for Bruce on the year, and the Rams improved to 7-6. The Jets are 23-20 Rams. And in New England, the Patriots fall to the New Orleans Saints today, 31-17. Early in the fourth quarter, Jim Everett, the screen to Lorenzo Neal. Neal gets a block, the only block he needs. Right down the sideline, 69 yards and a touchdown. This season is over for the New England Patriots. Basically, they are 5-8 on the year. The Saints are 6-7. New Orleans has won 5 of its last 6 games after starting the season 0-5, 31-17 Saints. Our NFL and NBC halftime activities.
With the first of double wings, then news radio.
Unbelievable!
Then, see why this Frasier brought home the Emmy.
Very nice, thank you.
And another wings, where rules are strictly enforced.
No smoking.
Stand back, it's must-see TV. NBC Tuesday.
Dateline Tuesday. Vegas and the mob.
You ordered somebody to smash his hand. If it happened, I wouldn't tell you anyway.
The true story of how the mob ruled. Dateline NBC Tuesday.
They say when a cowboy gets thrown, he has to get right back up. Last year, I took my share of hits. I may have been down. But if you think I'm staying down, get real.
Logo Athletic, authentic team apparel.
You're watching NFL Sunday Ticket.
Well, typical of this great series, the unexpected was rather ordinary in that first half. Kansas City missed 2 extra points and forsakes a 32-yard field goal at the end to gamble on one last play that backfires when Lake Dawson is tackled inbounds, and now we're set to go in the second half. Lynn Elliott very much a part of the story. 2 missed extra points as he is going to Darrell Hobbs, as Rocket Ismail injured, not back, nor is Napoleon Kaufman, both return men injured in the first half. It goes to Calvin Jones, the former Nebraska star, who's played limited for Oakland this year, and out he comes to the 33-yard line. Well, welcome back to the second half, and a most unusual half. A team that's averaging 138 yards rushing on the season. Oakland gets what, a handful, 5 yards or so?
Handful, 5. That's all they got. And I'll tell you what, we were talking about, I thought Kansas City, the game plan defensively was to stop the run, make Evans beat him deep.
Let's take a look at the Coors Light halftime statistics. 5 yards rushing. So the Chiefs forcing the Raiders to throw the ball, while Kansas City, led by Marcus Allen, rushing for over 100. Harvey Williams, boy, they were really tracking him. Skids around the corner to the 32-yard line. No gain. Harvey Williams and Marcus Allen, the two men who have traded uniforms, and Marcus with an outstanding half, 69 yards rushing, and Williams with only 6. And he loses a yard on that play. Marcus waiting his turn. He said he had to take a shower pill after the Dallas game. He said it didn't work enough to even go in the shower. Just take a pill for it and go on, get on the bus. Ludlow was off the line too soon, and the legal motion, false start. Let's go down to Jim Gray.
Thanks, Dick. I spoke to Marty Schottenheimer as he came out for the second half. He said that Dick Hantak told him, the referee, that the play had run out and that the personal foul had occurred on the other side of the field. Therefore, if the clock had run out, they couldn't award another play. So it can end on a penalty because the penalty actually incurred after the quarter was over. Dick?
All right, Jim.
Penalty spots the ball back to the... Well, if they were so sure of it, why didn't they make that call right away? I mean, we sat up here for 5 minutes, and they're arguing this thing back and forth. Telling you, I looked after the play was over, there was 8 seconds. If Phil says it was out, I don't think so.
Your eyes are going bad, Paul.
I think that's
it.
27-yard line for Vince Evans. 1st and 15. In trouble. Derek Thomas strips him. And a scramble at the 20-yard line, and the Raiders recover just as Steve Bono lost it in the first half, and Kansas City fell on it. 7-yard loss. Dan Turk falls on the fumble. Derek Thomas has his second forced fumble of the year.
Well, let's watch Derek Thomas. Side, you see he does a good job. He beats Jenkins, gets that rip move, comes up and beats him around the corner. Vince Evans never sees him, has his hands a part of the football. That's why it was slapped out.
And Derek Thomas left the field, Dick, and he was limping a little bit. I think he might have stretched that groin muscle again.
8th sack to time with Neil Smith for the club lead. 3rd down and 23. Go deep to the sidelines. Almost intercepted by Brian Washington. So Raiders, some of the fans booing the initial effort by their team to start this second half.
Phil, there were more than just Brian Washington. They had a lot of people could have intercepted this baby.
Well, they did, and what you're going to see is the Raiders, Vince Evans is going to sprint out, and all they're going to do is try to get down here to pick up big yardage, giving some extra time so the receiver can get down the field and pick up the first down right there. But the Kansas City Chiefs defenders are not fooled. They know you're going to try that type of play with the sprint out. Should have had the interception.
Gossett to punt. Vanover waits. Short kick, and Vanover will let it bounce. And the Raiders down it at about the 48 of Kansas City, and we have a timeout.
Tonight, the residents of Covington Point will consume 542,000 watt-hours of energy, all generously supplied by a highly efficient new power plant. The incredibly smooth 260 horsepower 1996 LS400. Unthinkable, except by Lexus.
Oh, not now. It's 1 in the morning. My brain's fried. Just give me your CD drive. Give it a rest, will ya?
The compact LTE 5000. Has it changed your life yet?
Would we claim the Norelco razor shaves closer than ever, without hundreds of tests to back it up? Say our precision groove helps the Norelco lift and cut system shave closer, without proof? No. We wouldn't say it's our closest shave ever without sensors, tests. But of all the tests that prove it's closer, the most convincing requires a personal touch. The Norelco razor, our closest shave ever.
Mom, do I
everything.
What did I used to do after school? Well, we used to watch a lot of TV.
Bye.
Good question.
The compact Presario. Has it changed your life yet?
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Lexus Luxury Automobiles, the result of a relentless pursuit of perfection. By Compaq Computer Corporation. By Miller Lite. When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good. And by the Norelco Razor, for our closest shave ever.
Welcome back to the Bay Area, the Oakland Coliseum, and Steve Bono, injured early in the game, was 0 for 4 with an interception that went for a touchdown, came back after Rich Gannon filled in and was a perfect for 5. They start from the 48. Marcus Allen slithers for a couple to the 50 to the 49 of the Raiders.
Dick, just to talk about Steve Bono, he sits out, he hasn't completed a pass, and I thought what was important, the Kansas City coaches, they send him back in, and what do? The first play, they have a flea flicker. They get him involved and back in rhythm right away, which I think is very important for the quarterback.
And that was a 20-yard play after Gannon had scored the first Kansas City touchdown on a 12-yard bootleg. No play. McLaughlin and Swilling reacting to Keith Cash.
Well, I think Cash went afterwards. It looked like Chester McLaughlin got offside. And they called the play because he's unimpeded to the quarterback.
Offside. Number 91, unabated move to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Keith Cash moves after McLaughlin's already gone. Watch 91 in the middle of your screen, and he's gone. Now Cash moves. That guy's across. When you're in that area, now they call it on a defensive man for making the offensive man move.
Although Keith Cash thought he was the culprit there from that reaction. 35 yards and penalties against the Raiders, who started with Mike White preaching that we can't hurt ourselves, not committing so many fouls, but they moved up to second in the league. Marcus Allen looking for first down yardage, and how did he get through there? Pops out to the 39.
I mean, everybody's at about the 45-yard line. Here it comes, Phil. Here's Marcus. Look at everybody's. Now you can see Marcus. He goes underneath. Here he comes through, and all these guys are banging each other around the 45. He's down at the 40.
Everybody was looking for him.
Looking for a possible second 100-yard game as Allen. He had one in Denver earlier this year. First down, Allen again. And there's not a good back in football anywhere that doesn't want that ball 15 to 20 times, and they're giving Allen a chance to show his wares today.
You know the one thing about when he's going to get tackled, he leans forward, Phil. He picks up that extra 2 yards. He's hit, then he leans, and his fall gives him the extra 1 or 2 yards every time he carries the ball.
Second down and 6. Fake reverse to Vanover, and Bono throws to Anders. First, the Raider 27.
Excellent job by Steve Bono right there, throwing it to the back shoulder of the running back, Kimbo Anders, because if he leads him down the field, he's going to lead him into the coverage. You're going to see the fake reverse right here to Vanover. He looks deep. There's nobody open. Now he throws it short to Kimbo Anders, makes him stop before Albert Lewis can get over and make the tackle.
26-yard line, first down. Breaking tackles. Allen looking for the end zone. Brought down at the 1-yard line. Terry McDaniel saved the touchdown, and for Marcus Allen, that touchdown would have been his 103rd rushing touchdown career-wise.
Marty Schottenheimer said we had to have some people pick up this offense to watch this run, folks. We don't have to talk about it. 1 miss. 3.
And the man who did not want Marcus and sent him packing, Al Davis. This has to hurt deeply. Famed Jim Otto in front of the general manager of the Raiders, Al Davis. Tony Richardson in. Will they give it to Marcus? No, they give it to Richardson, and the big fullback does not get in. Marcus Allen on the all-time list of touchdown makers. And there it is. 102 of them rushing, 124 total. One more to tie Walter Payton, two more to tie Jim Brown behind the leader Jerry Rice. And rushing, he needs a couple to move into a tie with Rigo in third place.
Here comes one right now. Here's the one that's going to put him at 103.
They call it 14 blasts. Marcus Allen over the top.
Touchdown, 103 for Marcus Allen.
Boy, I should be a coach. You know that?
Yeah.
Call those plays. Who else are you going to give it to?
Oh, boy, was that some company in the third spot? Walter Payton, Marcus Allen, number 125.
Look at those eyes.
Well, right here, Marcus doesn't even really have to jump. The offensive line does an excellent job. Look at the Raider defenders backing up in the end zone. He just powers it through the tacklers for the touchdown.
Here comes Mr. Excitement.
Lynn Elliott. This one should be right down the middle. Ta-da! You know everything. 19-10, Kansas City. Flag is down, so we'll stay here until nature of the penalty is determined. Well, Marcus Allen, what a day, 107 yards early in this second half and a touchdown.
He told us yesterday, did he say he was ready?
Well, yeah, he's had a couple weeks off basically, so his body feels good, and he really wanted the action today, and he has taken advantage of the opportunities when he's getting the ball given to him. But the one thing that strikes me, the Kansas City Chief offense says they want
offside. Defense number 91 in neutral zone. Penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
So the Chiefs will kick from the 35.
Business is about as predictable as the weather. You never know when a storm. But for those unpredictable problems...
And you need it when?
UPS has solutions so predictable, they're guaranteed. From same-day service in as little as 4 hours to overnight delivery as early as 8 a.m. Plus, guaranteed 2- and 3-day services. Whenever you want it there, wherever in the world you want it.
We're back in business.
Nobody offers as many on-time options as UPS. Nobody.
The most affordable Lexus now comes with a moonroof. 6-disc CD auto leather trim.
Overcoming an early interception for a touchdown by Terry McDaniel of 43 yards for the Raiders. Lynn Elliott to kick it off. Calvin Jones and Darrell Hobbs subbing as the return pair for the Raiders. And it's Jones at the 5. Man from Omaha is drilled by Greg Minuski at the 22-yard line. You're watching the NFL on NBC.
Unique, with an inner fire and an irresistible natural beauty. There's no mistaking a brilliance that lasts forever. This Christmas, surprise her with a diamond beyond all her expectations.
There's nothing like a good bacon cheeseburger. But no matter how much you dress it up, dress it down, or disguise it, it's still a bacon cheeseburger. Unless it's a cheeseburger burrito from Taco Bell. Introducing 3 classic bacon tastes loaded with bacon. The Bacon Cheeseburger Burrito, the BLT Soft Taco, and the Chicken Club Burrito. The Taco Bell Sizzlin' Bacon menu starting at 99 cents. One thing people can't disguise is how much they love them.
If you were to take every honor, every award, everything positive that's been said about the Toyota Camry and laid them end to end, you'd probably ask, why did I do that? With option package savings, why not lease one for $249 a month, 0 down, and come up with a few accolades of your own? The 1996 Camry, the gold standard from Toyota.
Last year, UCLA won the Wooden on their way to a national title. Now Charles O'Bannon leads the Bruins against ACC Power Maryland. The John Wooden Classic next Saturday on NBC.
Boy, that two-man open cockpit. How about that for a Sunday cruise? And taking that shot, the MetLife Blimp Snoopy 2 under the command of Captains Tony Stevenson and Lee Bradbury. MetLife Blimp typically cruises at a speed of 35 but can gun it up to 57 miles an hour, altitude of 1,000 feet to get those marvelous shots.
That's going downhill. They get it to 57.
Marcus Allen, nothing but downhill for him today. 133 yards of offense. Oakland as a team has only 98. Vince Evans starts at the 21. Play action. Goes long. Intended for James Jett. And incomplete. The flag, not the flag, but the hat thrown to indicate that the receiver had gone out of bounds and was not an eligible receiver. Dale Carter in the little shove down the sidelines, and Jett went out of bounds.
Well, Dale Carter's just running whether he sees him. He puts his hand out. Right there, Jett is already out of bounds before Carter even puts his hand on him. He's running out of bounds.
Go 2nd and 10. Crowd somewhat subdued at the moment. Raiders have fallen behind by 9. Wide open is Fenner. A terrific one-handed try by Fenner, but couldn't pull it. And a flag down at the point where Evans released the ball. Tripping or clipping actually against the Raiders. You don't see that often in the backfield.
Well, the Raiders have been have thrown some illegal chop blocks inside. I wonder if this is one of them.
Criticized by the league office earlier this year for center involved in chop blocks.
Chop block. Offense. Number 67. Penalize half the distance to the goal line. Repeat the down. 2nd down.
Well, Dan Turk was fined early in this year for some chop blocks, but watch him right here. You're going to see him go back. Dan Salamu, he's in there, and once he just falls down, no, he does go down. Why he's engaged, that is a good call.
Well, the reason it happens is because Wisniewski comes in, and then Turk, after he releases him, and then when you're engaged, player, even though Turk started out with him, he released him to Wisniewski. When he's got him high, you can't come back and cut him. Good call.
2nd and 20. Evans, screen. And Neil Smith spoils the fun for the Raiders at the 14-yard line.
That's safe. Excellent hustle, though, by Neil Smith. He's on the other side. Going up the field, he sees the screen, reverses his ground. Watch Neil Smith at the top of your screen. He's going to the outside right there. He sees it, stops. Look what he gets for his hustle. Harvey Williams cuts right back to him, makes the tackle.
Boy, that's what makes the coaches on Monday say, let's look at that again. There's a lesson for all of us to learn. Look at Big Neil hustle.
That's why they got a good defense right there.
3rd and 18. Evans steps up, slips as he throws, and it is intercepted by James Hasty at the 40 of the Raiders. Hasty with his 3rd pick of the year.
It's James Hasty and William White. Were they fighting over the ball?
I thought the ball would be knocked down because they both were fighting over it, Paul. You're right.
Well, here's Evans. He slips when he goes to throw the football here. Watch this. He's sliding down. He really gets nothing on the ball. The rush is there. Dan Saliamua, number 97, is in his face. But watch Hasty now. This is just good coverage on Hobb. Here comes White. That's where I thought, well, you look at this. They almost knocked each other off.
With all its power, with all that it is capable of, with a low lease payment of just $2.99 a month, for this nicely equipped 4x4. Imagine the places it can take you. The 95 Toyota 4Runner, where civilization is headed.
You can't save everything you'd like to. You can't save the world. You can't save the old neighborhood. But you can save this table, where your parents and their parents broke bread, dealt pinochle, and talked about maybe someday fixing the table. The Workmate portable workbench with vertical clamping from Black & Decker. It's how things get done.
We'll be in New York tonight. Changes? Okay. Il veut faire des changements. Okay. Okay. Add slides in the middle. Réintègre les pages PowerPoint à la présentation.
No problem, okay.
Move the forecast to section 2.
No problem.
Statistics to the back.
We're on the internet.
Excuse me. We downloaded the new forecasts. We have the files right here. Yes. Yes, I've got it.
This is just fascinating.
Everything's in order. Okay. See you in New York.
Au revoir.
James Hasty, a free agent from the Jets. The Raiders wanted him to. It was Hasty in overtime that beat the Raiders in game 1. Scoring the touchdown in overtime. Marty said, take out your mouthpiece.
You know what? If they'd have known you were going to do that to him, Al Davis would have given you a hell of a lot more money.
And then he kissed him. Hey. Poor Hasty said, I'd rather he'd shake my hand. He was kidded about it for all of that week as Marcus Allen. No fooling around for Allen today. He has another 6 or 7.
You know something I didn't really understand? I didn't understand that you had to take your mouthpiece out in order.
Yeah, well, it's a new thing. But you know what was funny? I think the following week we did their game against New England, and Dale Carter intercepted a pass. And when he intercepted it, he ran behind the bench because he didn't want to be kissed by Marty Schottenheimer.
He's got the bad rep on that kissing stuff.
And just then, Marcus Allen, another 8-yard gain.
115 yards, and he's running up a big ring today on that cash register for the Chiefs. Bono gets away and throws to Walker, the tight end, dropped for a loss on the play. Lost 2, been better off that one and hit the ground. Rob Frederickson had it read all the way.
Well, that's one of the, sorry, Phil, but that's one of the few times that the Raiders have gotten any pressure on either one of the quarterbacks have been for the Kansas City Chiefs today.
Well, it was a blitz that time by the Raiders. You're going to see Derek Hoskins coming from the outside. He's picked up, though, right there by Kimbo Anders. It's Chester McLaughlin. Who else creating the pressure on the quarterback?
That's the 9th different receiver that's caught a pass for Kansas City today. 3rd down and 4. Fighting to the 40. That's not enough for the first down.
Now remember, we got another fight downfield and flags all over the place. That's Lake is down there.
Lake Dawson was the Kansas City participant.
Lake Dawson and Hoskins, I think, were the 2.
Well, the history of this rivalry back to 60, we said it festered early and perhaps reached a mid-rivalry climax on this date, 1970, the year of the merger. Chiefs and Raiders, Lenny Dawson on the scramble, and a late hit by Ben Davidson of the Oakland Raiders there. And the ensuing fight. And we understand the game and the fight was ruled a draw, 17-17.
And this flag here is against the Raiders, and Lake Dawson was the guy along with Hoskins, I think.
Here's Lake Dawson down here, and watch him when he takes off right here on the play. Going to block Derek Hoskins. It looks like Derek Hoskins grabbed his face mask and pulled him down.
Finally.
At the 25-yard line, first down, Kansas City. The Chiefs lead 19-10. And Bono brought down Jerry Ball. McLaughlin or Anthony Smith was there to assist, but it's Ball with the sack.
Well, if you want to play pass defense, you've got to get your defensive lineman in the face of the quarterback. That time, Jerry Ball got there. Jerry Ball is not hard to find. Watch this. Jerry Ball, let's just hustle, that move to the outside, back inside, gets one hand on Bono, and down he goes.
I'll tell you what created that right there, though. 3 of the linemen stayed with Chester McLaughlin, and he picked up Jerry Ball coming around.
Marcus, not much there to the 31-yard line. A gain of only 1 that time. As Chester McLaughlin protecting his area. Yeah, they rave about this young player from Clemson, only 26, McLaughlin, who said he's 6'4", 320 in the program. He said 320, we asked him, and he said, what difference how much I weigh?
As long as he plays, it doesn't matter, Dick. That's right.
He's a super young talent. Quickie complete to Webster Slaughter. Tackled immediately by Albert Lewis. Short of the first down, but it gets Lynn Elliott another 9 yards closer to the uprights.
Excellent job by Kansas City right there. It was a blitz by the Raiders. They couldn't pick it up. So Steve Bono gets rid of the ball quickly. And what it does to kick the field goal.
So Elliott, who has missed 2 extra points, and a 32-yard field goal was turned aside, proved to be fatal for the Chiefs at the end of the half. This is for 40 yards.
Where's it going, Paul?
Right down the middle. He came out early and kicked. He's ready. Watch. He hit the goalpost again.
There go the flags again. Lynn Elliott having more than his fair share of difficulties and may have been roughed up on that field goal attempt. And if so, well, the Chiefs could get another chance.
That's Keith Cash, number 89, just throwing somebody on the ground. It's Trapp on the top of the screen. But Cash just throws him on the ground. And what they're saying there is no field goal. Now the question is, who is the penalty on? Because with no field goal, the Raiders would get the ball right there at the 30-yard line. And a penalty after that. But now, I don't know. You don't even try to figure out the penalties anymore. Here we go. You do it.
Oh, you're good on that play-by-play.
Yeah, there you go.
Man, I'm telling you.
Keep going.
No, well, Dick, he figured you weren't there last week, so he's just going to take both rows over.
I want you to rest up for next week, so it'll be a big game.
Your sensitivity, non-Pharrell. Okay. All right, Mr. Hantak, we're waiting.
The field goal was ruled no good. The clock was dead. The play was over. We had personal foul on Oakland, number 37. Oakland will be penalized, but it will be Oakland's ball, 1st and 10.
So James Trapp draws the personal foul.
Watch up on the top, 89 Cash. And watch what he does to he grabs him by the face mask and throws him on the ground, and Trapp grabs his face mask, and they call Trapp? Wait a minute.
Trapp grabbed his first.
Oh, okay.
Field goal unsuccessful. Raiders with the ball at the 15.
KFC presents They Need a Miracle. In a 1993 first-round playoff, Kansas City trailed the Steelers. What did the Chiefs need to knock Pittsburgh out of the playoffs? Stay tuned.
Dear Santa, you have a lot of things on your list. Perhaps you have these new Colonel's Crispy Strips from KFC. Where's the North Pole? Juicy all-white meat chicken, freshly prepared.
How's Santa gonna bring all those things here?
They're good enough to be a meal. So stop at my house first. Everybody else is just serving cookies. Everybody needs a little KFC.
Now get 3 Colonel's Crispy Strips, mashed potatoes and gravy, coleslaw, and a biscuit, just $2.99.
On 4th down in the final minute of the 4th quarter, Joe Montana had time left for one final throw.
Cocks his arm. Looks right. No one there. Looks left. Throws in the end zone. Touchdown!
Montana
stepped that one up.
That's what it was. Done that many times in golf.
First down from the 15. It remains 19-10, and they throw short to Andrew Glover, the tight end, out to the 24. 9 yards on the play. So the kicking game of the Chiefs, even though they lead by 9, could still figure very deeply in this game. 2 extra points, 1 missed field goal missed, and another short field goal not even taken because of his troubles. They gambled on a pass play that backfired when Dawson tackled in bounds as the half end. Into the flat to Tim Brown. Steps out of bounds for the first down at the 26.
Did you see Jet? Jet comes off the line of scrimmage, and Carter nailed him right there. He never moved. Vince Evans looked to throw the ball right, and Jet never got off the line of scrimmage. Dale Carter nailed him.
Right here.
Hurry-up offense now for the Raiders with 3:30 left in the third period.
Trying to change it up, get things to the hurry-up offense, maybe get Vince Evans back in rhythm.
To Glover again. Short yardage. Martin Bayless made the tackle.
And also tire out the defensive linemen of the Kansas City Chiefs. So this could work in the favor of Oakland's offense if they're able to get a couple first downs.
Especially when the offensive linemen don't move very far. These guys, they block and stand right there. They don't go anywhere after that.
Only a gain of 1 on the play. Derek Thomas gets back onside, and Evans over Hasty and almost intercepted by Hasty, and a flag down. Darryl Hobbs and going to call interference against James Hasty.
Well, James Hasty was in perfect position for the play, but what happens is as they turn to look for the ball, he forces the receiver out of bounds, and I'm sure that's what they're going to call.
Interference on the pass, defense, number 40, first down, out of the foul.
I'll tell you what, old Marty almost gets in a heated deal here on the sideline. Marty Schottenheimer almost gets drilled. Watch the left of the screen, folks. Here's Marty with the clipboard. Look at Hobbs is there. Hey, Marty, get out of my face, man. I don't care about you, coach. I'm not going to play for you anyway.
Boy, I'm talking with Marty yesterday. Wear and tear of a season on a head coach. Oh, they're at an emotional cusp. They're right there teetering on the edge. And first down. Overthrown. Good coverage by Mark Collins. He was going for the interception. What do you have for us, Greg Gumbel?
Dick, for you and your cohorts and your viewers, a thing of beauty. Watch John Elway buy himself some time in the pocket and then launch a rocket 45 yards to Mike Pritchard on the dime. His 4th touchdown pass of the day. Denver leads Jacksonville 28-16 in the 4th. Dick?
Elway can still do it. Elbens fumbles as he's sacked, picked up by Keith Traylor, and Traylor tackled at the 31-yard line. Neil Smith with a sack and the forced fumble, and another flag is down.
I was going to say, guess what, Dick? There's a little yellow guy down there. Neil Smith, you talk about heading for the quarterback and just drilling him. He goes around.
On the play, face mask, 5 yards, number 22, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Harvey Williams in making the tackle of Traylor got some face mask.
Neil Smith, number 90. Watch this. Boom, he goes around him. Drills Evans right there. That's total hustle. Then Traylor picks up the ball.
Here, Paul, you're the quarterback. What happens here? Good coverage down the field. Nowhere to go with the football. But Vince Evans has to have a better feel for where the defenders are around him. Last week we saw him fumble when somebody came free. A couple times today, the same thing. You've got to know that alarm clock in your head when it's time to get rid of the football.
Like his buddy Derek Thomas, the second forced fumble of the year for Neil Smith. And you see why these Chiefs win. That table. Marcus Allen battles, and again he gets 2 extra yards lurching forward. Paul,
can I ask a question? Is that ringing I get in my ear, that alarm clock? I get that in my head all the time. It's a ringing thing.
Well, look at that turnover ratio. This is the 5th straight year they've been 10 plus or better. San Francisco and actually Oakland +4 this year. But in terms of the 90s, the Chiefs are in a league of their own in forcing the mistakes, recovering those mistakes as Derek Hoskins injured on the play.
We've been talking about the offense of Marcus Allen and what they have done, but I'm going to tell you something. The Kansas City defense has just been incredible. There's Hoskins downfield and hitting again. Lake Dawson.
Yeah, it looks like somebody cut down underneath, but it is amazing now, Paul. Every time we see a wide receiver block a defensive back down the field, it almost starts a fight.
Well, you said it earlier in the game when you said it's like the defensive backs don't believe the receivers should come down and block them. I mean, I don't know where that rule is, but it's not in the rule book. But again, talking about the Kansas City Chiefs defense, these guys at the defensive line, all they do, we talked to Sally Moore weeks ago, the defense that they put in is all 4 of those guys get down, they go to the quarterback, they go for pass first to quarterback, and then if a run develops, take it.
And that's the difference in this Chiefs defense and really this football team, a defense that's aggressive, trying to make plays, and we've seen it here today. That's the reason why the Raider offense is struggling. The Kansas City defense is just overpowering them up front, and now they have the speed in the secondary receivers down the field.
And Hoskins helped off the field. This has been a tough day for the Raiders. The injury column. Just joining us, Rocket Ismail injured. That costly for them, and their brilliant rookie Napoleon Kaufman, turf toe, he's out for the game. And Hoskins turning and barking something at one of the officials as he goes off. Ball at the 22. A touchdown here for Kansas. Make the assignment for Oakland, and coming back most difficult as Dan Land, number 25. He's from Albany State of Georgia, wearing Fred Biletnikoff's old number, replaces him. Second down and 6. And whistle again. I tell you, Dick Hantak may have been gray before the game, but he is really going to be gray at the end of the game.
They're wearing out these flags.
False start prior to the snap. Number 69, 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Former Jet Jeff Criswell, who came to Kansas City along with James Hasty and Brian Washington this year, and all have contributed strongly.
You know, Dick, we talk about the flags all the time, the penalties. But, you know, coaches say, look, if you take a good penalty, there are good penalties, things that are saving the quarterback. But when you start making dumb mistakes, and those are mental errors, coaches can't cope with it.
Allen in the flat. Takes it upfield to the 20. He does have, as Paul, you're so right, the forward lean of Marcus Allen, and with those receiving yards becomes the first ever in the history of the National Football League to rush for over 10,000 and receive more than 5,000 yards. The incomparable Marcus Allen.
Well, what can you say? I think that's one of the reasons why Kansas City brought Marcus Allen here. He can and catch the ball, the receiving game. Paul Hackett bringing in the so-called West Coast offense, needed a running back who could run and catch it. Marcus Allen is that type of back.
And every time he plays against the Raiders, he seems to set another record.
Yeah. You know, it just makes it that much sweeter for him, because he said, if I go into the Hall of Fame, which he will, I want to do it as a Kansas City Chief, and he breaks the record here against his old teammates, the Oakland Raiders.
Drives the stake deeper into Al Davis. Kimball Anders wrestled down at the 18 line. Allen as he went up. And
Mr. Excitement, here he comes.
Go ahead, Doug. You introduce him.
5,004 career receiving yards for Allen, and what a day for him today. 123 rushing, 33 more receiving. And Lynn Elliott will try a 35-yard field goal. Yeah, there's another waste opportunity, and this momentum of this game could turn. This for a 22-10 lead. And he's got it.
Boy, even some of the Raider fans applauded him.
35-yard field goal for Elliott. 22-10 Kansas City lead as they capitalize on the Neil Smith sack and fumble.
Well, you know, Lynn Elliott's feeling good after this one. Oh, man, that's a big burden off his shoulders, because really, Dick, you said it right. Kansas City has dominated this game on both sides, and they only had a 9-point lead, so that was an important field goal right there.
The 3 points, Marcus Allen writes his name in bold print again in the National Football League record book. He told us the other day, and you know, you can all identify this, even some of the old folks. And remember when they were kids and you'd listen on the radio or you watch on television, and then you'd go out after the game and you'd pretend you were your stars. He said he and his brothers in San Diego, if they'd watch a game in the East in December and it'd be muddy, they'd go out and get the hose and water down the lawn so they could skid and play in that condition.
Their parents were happy over that, I'm sure, tearing up the backyard. But
he and Art Shell. You know, there was some controversy about he and Art Shell, you know, that what happened with Marcus, that he didn't play with the Raiders and he was staying with the Raiders, and Shell said, hey, it was my decision. Marcus said, well, I talked to Art about it, and Art said, I don't want to talk about it.
Elliott kicks it off to Hobbs at the 15 on the line drive, and he is hit at the 31-yard line. 18 on the return, and Marcus congratulated by the Hall of Famer Art Shell, who went into Canton with our Mike Ditka in 1989. And Alice got a great sense of humor.
Yeah, there they go.
He says, see, everyone talks about us, and that man has had a rough day at home. And Marcus, he won't crow about it, but you know down deep, he's saved something special for the Raiders. Now it's up to generate some offense. They've not run the ball all day. Evans to throw. And it's almost intercepted through the hands of Derek Thomas after Kerry Cash couldn't find the handle.
Well, Vince Evans, really, his forte is he can move around and throw the football down the field, but he really struggles throwing the ball underneath. And right here, you see Cash is wide open, throws it behind him, and he's lucky the ball is not intercepted by Derek Thomas.
You can see Cash's face when he looks back at the quarterback throw the ball in front.
30 seconds left in the third quarter. Carter shirt tails him down at the 44-yard line. A flag down on the opposite side of the field.
Well, James Hasty and Hobbs are going at it again. Hobbs is very upset with what's happening on the other side. James Hasty is there saying, hey, it's your fault. Face mask. What is this one now? Personal foul.
Wow.
This is against Hobbs. You know, the one thing that James Hasty told us he likes to do is when a guy comes off the line of scrimmage, I like to get my hands
Personal
up.
foul. Number 80 on the offense prior to the pass. Head slap. 15 yards. Repeat the down. Second down.
And Hasty said he likes to get his hands up in his chest, way up in his chest, and see if he does it here first. There's the hands up in the chest, and then there's a slap by Hobbs. There's one slap and a face mask for good measure. And Hobbs says, now what did I do?
That's the 15th total penalty in the game. 11 to Oakland and 95 yards in penalties assessed against the Silver and Black. 10 seconds left. Clock running. Evans has a chance for a final play on 2nd and long. Gets it all. Goes deep down the middle. Incomplete. Brian Washington on the ricochet. Cash. Kerry Cash. Raymond Chester. That brings back memories. Remember Chester against San Diego in the playoffs in '80?
Sometimes you get fortunate. Right here, this ball could have been an interception. He gets fortunate. Cash catches it.
We'll be back after these words from your local station.
Tonight, from the unexplained to the unimaginable, deadly curses, gigantic sea monsters, people who burst into flames, extremely weird. 7/6 Central NBC tonight.
Recently, the Broncos in 49 showcased their talents in Tokyo.
Love is a many splendid thing.
At Zone West Karaoke,
Your man. Blame it on the bossa nova. The dance of love.
where the players brought no ability to carry a tune, but did bring their Visa card.
Was it the moon?
Because Zone West can accept just about anything except American
Everybody
Express.
sing. It's the April rose that only...
Nothing can stop you. No one can block you. Nothing can get away. Once you've seen the no annual fee NFL Visa card, now available from MBNA America, the exclusive issuer of the NFL Team Visa cards. This card lets you take your favorite team everywhere you take your Visa. How do you get yours? Run, leap, dash. Just get to the phone and call 1-800-NFL-9919. Apply now, because when you use your no annual fee NFL Visa, you get a low introductory annual percentage rate. Plus these crowd pleasers: the NFL 100 Greatest Touchdowns video free, NFL Report Rider's Guide, and up to 20% discounts on select officially licensed NFL merchandise. So let nothing get in your way. Call 1-800-NFL-9919 now to apply for your no annual fee NFL Visa with the NFL Shield or any team logo. Call 1-800-NFL-9919 now. Operators are standing by.
This is NFL Sunday Ticket.
This telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express consent of the NFL is prohibited.
Well, true to the tradition of this rivalry, penalty marred, fracas after fracas, and Kansas City with a 22-10 lead. We open the fourth quarter, 3rd down, 2 Raiders at their 41. The Raiders with only 4 rushing yards total in 3 quarters. Evans on 3rd throws it underneath, complete to the 45, 5 yards for a first down. Derek Fenner with the catch.
All right, you know, you think about things that happen during the course of the ball game. Saliamua is 97. Wisniewski is 76. Now watch what happens. Is this by Saliamua? Would this be illegal use of the hand? Watch his right hand. Oops. Oh, hello. Now he's trying to push him. Look at, he can't even move him.
So Steve Wisniewski, some have called him a dirty player. He says, I'm not a player. The other guys play too nice. Not that time. Oh, not that time. Evans throws complete to Hobbs, and the first down at the Chiefs' 42. 13 on the play, and as we open this fourth quarter, a quick touchdown by the Raiders, and this game going to get very interesting in a big hurry.
I'm going to tell you something. You see William White come in that play and hit Hobbs on the ground. This is starting to get ugly, boys. And I'm going to tell you something. You want to see some football, some tough football. What White does after Hobbs, 35. Look at his hit. Bam. This is going to get ugly and not late. It's been ugly already. But no, not yet. Not as ugly as it's going to get.
And off inside to Calvin Jones.
Okay.
Or is that Fenner? Darren Mickle makes the tackle. It's Fenner, 34, to the 40-yard line. A rare carry for him. He's has only 82 yards rushing all year. And that boosts the Oakland rushing total up to a half a dozen for the.
Sometimes you can be misled coming into football games. They watch the film and see the Cowboys running the ball with some success against this Kansas City defense, so you think maybe we can do it too, but this is not the Cowboys rushing attack.
Marcus with a total of 156 yards himself. 123 of those rushing. Evans able to escape and then hit, throws to Williams, flags down, and Williams dropped for a loss on the play. Flag in the backfield, flag defensive backfield.
I told you it hadn't gotten ugly yet. It's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. I get all these guys in the truck saying, what do you mean get ugly? I just said this before. It wasn't real ugly. Now it's going to get ugly. Look at this here. Davis, two guys. And that play was good for a half-yard gain.
No, actually he lost on the play. Back to the original.
Right. The original line of scrimmage was 2 yards further. You're right, Dick. Thank you.
Lost one. Look, you think most of those probably from today.
Oh. Mine never got beat up like that.
This is a man, Wisniewski. He's about to go to 6 consecutive Pro Bowl. I mean, he's regarded as one of the premier guards in the league. And in terms of toughness, he carries it right to the edge every
We have double fouls. We have holding, offense 67. We have personal foul, number 40 on the defense. The play is offset, replay. We also had a personal foul on the defense, number 50. Offsetting fouls. Replay to down, second down.
Only 3 fouls on that one.
Well, here's Dan Turk right here. There's 1 foul on him. Here's Anthony Davis. There's a personal foul called on him.
And Hasty had the other one.
And Hasty holding down the field. Watch Anthony Davis as he jumps. He's just trying to save himself from getting driven into the ground, so he grabs the face mask of the tackle.
Only 3 on that play, Dick?
Second down. That play didn't even count. You didn't even. They'll do it over. Second down and 8.
Another penalty.
Evans knocked down by Keith Traylor. 94 Traylor, who recovered the fumble earlier.
Boy, there's something unusual. There's a penalty flag.
Offsides on Kansas City. Well, I was right again. I know, I never guess until the one time I think I'll do it, and I'm wrong.
We have illegal shift on the offense. Motion man moving and a lineman going down simultaneously. Either man reset. Both men did not reset prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. Second down.
We could be at second down for almost a week.
The Raiders have hit the century mark in penalties, 100. Kansas City with 39.
For 4 penalties. That,
their goal before the season, again, the Raiders, they said they wanted to stop these bad penalties, personal fouls, because that's always past. But lately, the last 3 or 4 weeks, they've gotten into the routine again. Personal fouls, they're really hurting them again today.
2nd and 13. There's another strip by Booker this time. It's Rule fumble, and Kansas City recovers.
Paul, that's the alarm clock I'm talking about. You just got to know. You really do as a quarterback. Once you stand back there and you stand with your feet planted, you've got to know it's get rid of the football. Watch Vince Evans right here. You look down the field, plenty of time. You have to know somebody's coming to hit you from behind.
Darren Mickle forced the fumble, and Kansas City with the lead has the ball.
So, I suppose you'll be having Vince meet up in the spare room for the limbs next.
Oh, with this little fella, I won't have to call the cream me aunt. Grabbing another speakerphone. Can I play CDs? Print. And that's without going within a punch or the hole in the wall.
You must have been behind the door and dead.
And when the video capture capability to make it cat back. It's not the right picture. Ask myself when I sat there and I can point you away.
Every few years, the world gathers to witness an unparalleled sports spectacle, the Truckathlon. And to compete, you have to have a Ford Ranger 4x4, because you'll need its switch-on four-wheel drive for truck long jump. Its four-wheel anti-lock brakes for truck discus. And its whopping 4-liter V6 for truck hurdles. Ford Ranger 4x4. You can't win without one.
Next event, truck pole vault. Yes!
If you can't wait till the big day to peel off the wrapping, McDonald's has some appealing news. We're going to give you a break. The Monopoly game is back for the holidays, bigger and better, with over 100 million prizes. Buy one of these food favorites and get 2 chances to win. Collect and win, or win instantly. You could win $1 million. A Dodge Viper. Fabulous food prizes. Sound appealing? Then get to Mickey D's before the holiday Monopoly game is gone.
Have you had your today?
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By Coors Light, shipped cold to bring you all that is great about the Rockies. Tap the Rockies with Coors Light. And by IBM, solutions for a small planet.
Welcome back. Darren Mickle with a trifecta, a sack, forced fumble, recovered fumble, and Kansas City starts at the 40. Replacing Marcus Allen to the 50-yard line. Back to Monday night as Vince Evans with his problems injured Jeff Hostetler on the sideline in a game that Evans would soon like to forget. 3 interceptions by Dwayne Harper in the game. And despite a 4 turnovers to none, San Diego proved victorious, only 12-6 on a career night for Dwayne Harper, plus a fumble, 4 lost balls then, and he has 2 fumbles and an interception today. That's 7 turnovers from Evans in 2 games. Hill on second down gets to the 50 and out of bounds there. Andre Bruce makes the tackle.
Actually, Vince Evans today has 3 fumbles. They got 1 of them back. They lost 2. So he's just having a tough time.
You're right, Paul. Thrown a few more interceptions too. He was fortunate, but he's showing all the signs of a quarterback or a player. He's just not had a lot of repetition, making mistakes that the normal starter probably would not make. And Jeff Hostetler, one of his strengths is the quarterback. He does not turn the football over.
Kansas City leads by 12 with 11 and a half minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. 3rd down and 7. Bono throws it to an empty spot. They don't call ground. Rob Fredrickson on a blitz, able to get in early on Bono.
Well, it's a good job by Steve Bono, and just show you the difference between the 2 quarterbacks. He goes back, he's looking down the field, there's nobody open. Finally, the Raiders get some pressure on him. He knows, get rid of the ball quick, do not have a negative play, and don't turn it over in this situation.
Aguiar, his duties called upon for the first time since the 2nd quarter. Brown at the 10. The Raiders need that one big spectacular play to get back in it. They go for the block, but Aguiar with that two-step quick approach, and down by Dale Carter at the 1. He flips it back, and the Raiders will get it at the 3-yard line. Darren Anderson there.
Dale Carter looked like he stole something. He's down there just dancing.
Aguiar celebrates his role. 12-point lead.
There are all kinds of reasons we created Ford Windstar with over 40 standard safety features like dual airbags and anti-lock brakes. Reasons it has the government's highest front crash test rating and offers a more powerful V6 engine than any other minivan. We did all this for a lot of different reasons, and some identical ones. Introducing the 1996 Ford Windstar, created for the most important people in the world.
So did you call phone service?
Is technology amazing? At GTE, we think it should make your life easier, like Express Dial Tone, which allowed Kim Swanson to order new phone service by plugging in her phone.
Cool number, thanks.
Which she finds pretty amazing.
What are you gonna do for dinner?
We can have some wieners.
Why? Because she won't have to eat something really scary for dinner tonight. Amazing.
It's Gus's Guide to the Game! Oh, indeed! The most exciting part of the game!
Begin with the right call.
Yes!
Then the technique.
Notice how I extend the thumb and forefinger, palm outstretched to support the massive weight of the ultimate deep dish.
The ultimate deep dish. Extra thick, extra zesty. Call now and get a large one-topping deep dish, just $9.99.
Sully, extend the pinky.
The man is a pro.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Call now and have Domino's deliver the ultimate deep dish pizza. Because when it's gotta be deep, it's gotta be Domino's.
Well, welcome back to Oakland. While the Chiefs seemingly have dominated, extra points and field goal misses, it could be 30-10. At 22-10, Raiders one long Evans bomb away from striking right back into this game. But they start from the 4-yard line. Evans on action. He's caught by 1 foot and throws complete to Cash. What an effort by Evans there. He was that close to a safety and held by one leg. Vaughn Booker had him, but he couldn't bring him down.
Just remember something now, folks. There's no such thing as in the grasp anymore. That was a rule in the past. Vaughn Booker is got it by the foot, but Evans is still up and no threat of another player hitting him. That's the difference in the call.
That's right. If another player was there to hit him, they would have called it in the grass safety to protect the quarterback.
Instead, 10 yards and a first down on the throw to his tight end, Kerry Cash. And 23 left in the foot. Evans underneath to Harvey Williams. And Williams to the 25-yard line. Make it the 26. Another first down.
You know, we came back here, Dick, and you looked at it with 12 minutes to play, and you see the Raiders, you know, down by only 12 points, dominated by the Kansas City Chiefs, and then here they come up the field.
Williams, who has not been able to get underway in terms of any rushing game. In fact, the Raiders have had almost 0 rushing yards. He has 4 yards rushing, now 14 receiving. #1 pick at Kansas City. Evans over the middle, complete to Fenner. Another first down. So 10 yards, 12 yards, and another 12-yard completion.
Well, the one thing that Marty Schottenheimer told us about in Dallas, Phil, is they have more backup people. We'll get to that in a second.
They do right here. Vince Evans, it's man coverage again. Does a good job of picking the back underneath. You see Martin Bayless on the coverage, but if you're going to play tight man coverage, throw it to your back so you can get rid of the ball a little quicker.
Williams and Fenner split behind Evans. First down at the Raider 38-yard line as they dig out from the 4. Evans throws it away. Covered by James Hasty.
Oh, I'll tell you, Anthony Davis on the blitz. He's It made this thing go awry.
He really does, Paul. You're right. He goes in. Watch, here's Anthony Davis right here. He's going to come in, and he just overpowers the blocker. And what it does, it gets in the way of Vince Evans. Look at it right here. He wants to step up and throw, but he can't. Tries to move outside, and the defensive lineman is right in his face.
Watch this. He does a job. Now, when he gets blocked here, watch. He gets knocked. Harvey Williams knocks on the inside, but he did his job. It looks a lot worse than it was. He was up in the air when he was pushed to the ground.
2nd and 10. Evans starts to scramble, then throws to the open Tim Brown. Collins finally gets him out of bounds at the Kansas City 32. That should put Tim Brown over the 100-yard mark.
It's a good job by Tim Brown right here. He's running this route. Let's watch him up top, and you'll see him running this route. He's going to go across the field. He sees Vince Evans break out of the pocket. He stops, breaks outside. Mark Collins doesn't know that. That's why there's the big game.
That's just a sight adjustment by the receiver, right?
That's right.
30-yard play, and Brown over 106 yards today and over 1,000 for the season for the 3rd straight year. Fenner stumbles a bit and then gets to the 30-yard line, a gain of 3. And now let's go back to NFL Studios in New York.
All right, Dick, this update from San Diego. Watch the Chargers' Stan Humphries. Beautiful lob, 25 yards to Tony Martin. Terrell Fletcher has run 16 yards for a touchdown. The Chargers have this one all but wrapped up against the Cleveland Browns. Under play 31-10 San Diego, Dick.
Well, Greg, that would be, 5 straight losses by the Browns since the word came that they were leaving town. I think this isn't an emotional game played by big adults, but there's a lot of kid in every one of them. Evans throws, intercepted. This could go for a touchdown. Brian Washington, one man to beat. Harvey Williams cutting from across the field, and Williams won't catch him. Touchdown, Kansas City. 75 yards, Brian Washington. And Vince Evans, that's 4 turnovers today to match the 4 on Monday night.
Well, we're talking about the defensive line and the linebackers and what they've meant to the Kansas City Chiefs. But Dan Saliamua was the guy that put the pressure on Vince Evans. Vince Evans, I got to believe, Phil, was trying to throw the ball away.
Absolutely,
and
Paul.
threw it too far.
He was trying to throw it away, but when you're going to throw it away, he's outside the pocket. You can fire it into the ground as long as it gets past the line of scrimmage. For some reason, he tries to throw it too far, right to Brian Washington.
Notice Brian didn't take his helmet off till he got by Marty.
He doesn't want to get kissed by the kissing coach.
That's his 4th touchdown in his career. He had 3 of them with the Jets. 74 yards officially. The try for point by Elliott. How about it, Paul? You call it.
I'm done. I can't figure this guy out. Down the middle. Maybe.
He's a machine.
So Elliott converts the extra point, and it's 29-10.
Well, let's watch Vince Evans on the play in the Kansas. You see Dan Saliamua come around right there, gets in the grass, and Vince Evans trying to throw it away, throws it down the middle of the field. The fatal mistake for a quarterback, never throw it away down the middle of the field.
Evans can barely look. Many of the fans feel the same.
At Transamerica, we've helped people live a better life with consumer loans, and millions more plan for retirement. We've provided the security of life insurance for 15 million lives and provided millions to finance educations. We also underwrite hopes and dreams. Transamerica. Life insurance, retirement plans, commercial and consumer loans.
Over 95% of all NASA photographs taken in space are captured on one brand of film above all others, Kodak. Now, why on earth would you use anything else?
Ford Escort is a surprising car. 4 cars, really. The 3-door Sport, the 4-door Sport, the 5-door Sport, and the wagon. You can pick one, any one, for the same low price of just $12,495, which is great because it includes dual airbags, air conditioning, power steering, power stereo. And it's the only car in its class that can go up to 100,000 miles between recommended tune-ups. Wow, the surprising Ford Escort. Get one with everything, but get it to go.
Kansas City's day started rather unhappily in the first minute. Well, minute and 1 second into the game, Terry McDaniel intercepted Bono and went 43 yards for a touchdown, and the Raiders led 7-0. But since then, it's been all Kansas City, and the Raiders have not scored an offensive touchdown now on Monday nor today. Fumbling the kickoff, Calvin Jones. And to the 25-yard line he goes, and let's go back to the 74-yard score on the interception.
Well, you want to know why Tim Brown doesn't get off the line of scrimmage? Watch this. Boink. That's Mr. Davis saying hello. Watch Brown gets up. He knows it's a good hit. He's trying to look and see. Now, what was that just hit me?
See the play going the other way on the touchdown. And Billy Joe Hobart, number 9. He did not play all of last year. He has not taken a snap this year. The third-string quarterback with Jeff Hostetler injured. He moves up to number 2. He led the University of Washington to 17 consecutive wins there. He's very popular in the preseason. Some of you'll recall with the injury to Jeff Jaggert. Hobart went in and kicked some field goals and placements and won a game for him and won the hearts of the Raider fans.
He could be the Raiders slash. He could be kicker, quarterback, the whole thing, like the man from Pittsburgh, Cordell Stewart.
Phil, there's a reason people are backup quarterbacks in this game. But when you see a guy, and you're the one guy that can really answer this, Billy Joe Hobart, you know during the week all he worked was with the defense, with the Kansas City Chiefs offense, so he probably knows that better than he does his own. But, you know, here's a guy, and what goes through his mind and what happened. Here's a guy that really doesn't have a chance.
Look at that. 4 possessions by the Raiders, all turnovers. It's the team that's best in the league at just that. Moves, they started at +10, and they're +3 today, leading the league, Kansas City.
Well, Paul, to answer your question, most likely right now, Kansas City defense will play a little softer and give them a chance just to throw it underneath and move it down the field, because any chances of winning the game right now are over.
7:25 left. Hobart, whoa, threw that to the Chiefs, George Jameson.
But got to get the nerves out first, Dick. So that's one way to do it. Just rear up and fire it into the ground, and
that was his first big league pass.
Yeah,
and then give him a hurry up offense on top of it. Wow, that's tough.
Hobart sets and throws it long for Hobbs. Hasty is there. Steals the ball. What a catch by Darryl Hobbs.
Excellent job by Darryl Hobbs. James Hasty is reaching out thinking he's going to catch the football, but at the last second, Darryl Hobbs dives for it. Watches, he's coming down the field. The ball's thrown up the field a little too much. Hasty reaches out to catch it, but Darryl Hobbs sticks his hands out the last second to take it away.
You know, there's a classic coaching point here. They tell all defensive backs, you take the ball at the high point and try to take it away. This time, Hasty tried to run under. He thought he was in the pattern.
50 yards on his first NFL completion for Hobart. He throws another. Touchdown, James Jett. In about a minute's time, Billy Joe Hobart throws 3 passes. 1 incomplete, 1 for 50, 1 for 25 yards.
You go for 2. I don't know why they're going for 1. If they go for 2, they get within 11. And that would give them a chance for a field goal and a touchdown. I think they're going to take a timeout and get somebody in there. They're going to go. They got to go for 2. They'll take a timeout. There's no decision here.
And while we have a chance, let's appreciate Billy Joe Hobart's first NFL touchdown.
Well, let's look what happens here. Here's the receiver up top. He goes down the field. It's too deep coverage. Nobody can. Tim Brown is right here. He comes across. Brian Washington's going to react up because it looks like Billy Hobart is going to throw it underneath. Watch as he drops back. He stopped. And Brian Washington freezes just for a second. Gives James Jett a chance to get to the end zone.
Here goes Jett walking. Goes by Carter, and then there's just nobody outside. to make the play.
Dale Carter's expecting help behind. Brian Washington got fooled, thought they were going to throw it short. The Tim Brown underneath.
Hey, I'll tell you what, though. So much for that theory the kid doesn't have a chance when he comes in off the bench. Huh?
That's right. But Jet, who's had a disappointing season for the Raiders, his first touchdown as Billy Joe Hobart. He's was an outstanding baseball player as well in high school and was drafted by the White Sox and in fact played outfield in the minors in '93 for the White Sox and hit over 300. And he's hit 2 out of 3 on his opening tries. It goes for 2. He's a good runner as well. Instead, it's Williams, and as it has been all day, he not only doesn't make yards, he loses yards. It remains 20-16, Kansas City.
If you're up early enough to have the road to yourself, driving can actually be fun.
My hot rod days are over, but I'm still more likely to pass than to be passed.
Sometimes on the weekends, my husband and I just like to kind of take off and lose ourselves in the beautiful scenery. If he's driving, west.
That way.
That's very easy.
Honey.
Ford Contour, a world car for your world. Well equipped for just $165.
I'm really sorry, folks. The presentation should be running. I just installed my new operating system, Windows 95.
Try typing sysedit.exe.
Thank you.
Check your autoexec.com.
No, look at your config.sys.
Thank you.
If you're looking for a computer that's easy to use, there's still only one way to go.
I got it.
Coors Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies.
Tap the
Tonight, they had a wild Mad About Unite.
You threw off the covers and took me.
And you were sound asleep. This is what I'm saying. Then Dennis continued with Lisbeth.
Hello, she's in a coma.
And Nurse Nancy.
I can't do this. Lisbeth's staring up at us. Let's go outside.
All new Hope and Gloria, NBC tonight.
Brian Washington and Dale Carter talking things over. Miscommunication on the touchdown as James Jett, who hadn't caught a pass in 5 games, gets a 25-yarder for a score from Billy Joe Hobart.
Here comes the onside.
And a good one, but covered by Lake Dawson, a flag down.
Lake Dawson took the good off. Heavily flagging the play.
And now right in front of the Raider bench. Oh, it's
another
it shouldn't be that predictable, should it? And we said at the start, incredibly, the first time these two franchises ever played was the first time they ever could play. Preseason 1960 as the charter members of the old American Football League, and this is now the 71st meeting, closely, fiercely contested. In regular season, the Raiders have won 35, Chiefs 33.
Number 89 on a receiving team. Penalized 5 yards, re-kick.
It's one of the few times you see this. You see the receiving team offside, but that's Cash is trying to get there soon to get to the ball, and actually he's not going to be the guy that's going to get it. What happens when they kick the ball like this, they top it. The kicker comes in and tops the ball, and the ball hits about maybe 4 or 5 yards, and it rolls, and then about the second hop it bounces straight up in the air. Just look on the 40-yard line, you'll see where the ball before it's kicked right there, and he steps across the line and they call offside. It's a good call, but that ball will take a little move, and then all of a sudden it just pops up in the air.
The kick from the 35-yard line. The Chiefs 6 minutes and 33 seconds away. Should they hold the lead from clinching the AFC West to follow Pittsburgh? Earlier today, the Steelers have assured themselves as champions of the AFC Central. Bill Cowher's team certainly put it all back together with the return of Neil O'Donnell.
Now, looks like he may kick this away. No, he's not. They're moving over for the onside kick again. But he's got to straight up and not turn towards going to kick it the other way.
Tried to fool Vanover and does, but Vanover at the 20. Flags are down, and Vanover across the 30 to the 32.
Nice move, though. I like that. Get everybody to one side, try to push it down the right side, and see if your guys can outrace the Kansas City Chiefs to the ball.
2 flags down. 3 flags down.
Dick, you're doing it again. Another one of those three penalties. But you know, because you got to understand something. You only have 25 seconds to put the ball in play once the official gives him the ball. Now, did that clock run down?
Vanover, the injured Chief. They're getting the wind knocked out of him. He appears to be okay.
You know, Dick Hantak has been on more than you.
Personal foul on the receiving team during the return. Number 31, 15 yards.
But there's another penalty back where the ball was kicked at the 30 of the Raiders. I guess that one was just going to be ignored.
Well, you know, I don't understand that. Now, James Folston comes in and hits him in the head with his head. And then they catch the second guy, Leroy Thompson. Can we see that again? I mean, was that like a kiss?
There was offsides on the kicking team.
Yeah, let's get that one.
By rule, the kicking team foul is 9. We penalize the receiving team 15 yards, first down.
So the personal foul taking precedent over any 5-yard minor penalty.
Well, watch this here now. Folsom comes in, number 55, right on your screen. Here's Thompson standing. What's this here? What is that? Isn't that head-to-head? Wait a minute. We'll put you.
That is really being baited quite easily right there. You talk all week, don't be baited into these fights, and boy,
what is that flag doing on the 30 unless the wind got it? The 30
that
way
was
back.
the offside.
Yeah, but there was one here at the 40 where the ball was kicked from.
He just wanted to get in the action, Paul. That
was a flag because they want to make sure you saw the other 2 flags.
Phil's over here shaking his head. He said, I've never seen anything like this before.
So the Chiefs with a lead, 29-16. 6 minutes, 24 seconds left, but deep in their own end. Rich is back in at quarterback. And Greg Hill doesn't get more than a yard. Let's go to New York and Greg Gumbel.
All right, Dick, in Dallas, Washington has completed the 2-game series sweep of Dallas for the first time since 1987. Heath Schuler, 10-yard TD pass to Henry Ellert there. The Cowboys are 10-3. The Chiefs about to go to 11-2, which reopens the question, guys, who's the best team in football?
The San Francisco 49ers are getting ready to play the Buffalo Bills, and many feel that the 49ers might be the answer to that question.
That is amazing, though, Dick. We watched this Dallas Cowboy team twice, and it's hard to believe they can get beat by anybody in this league.
Greg Hill. No, he fakes it, and Gannon, who scored a touchdown on a bootleg, gets out across the 25 to the 27-yard line.
He'll be about a yard short, Dick.
Good call here by Paul Hackett, the offensive coordinator of the Kansas City Chiefs. You need a first down right here. The crowd against you, and Rich Gannon has come in. You don't want him to make a mistake, so what do? You take advantage of his best attribute. He likes to move around, runs around the corner, and almost picks up the first down.
So the 26th they spotted on the slot as Bono watches from the sidelines. Leroy Thompson and Tony Richardson, 2 big bats behind Gannon. And it's Leroy Thompson to the 30 and the first down. The tackle by Albert Lewis. And the clock runs at 4:43, 4:42.
That interception of Vince Evans for the touchdown just really broke the back, because you're looking at 4:35 and counting in this game. The Kansas City Chiefs are up by 13 points, and the Raiders only have 2 timeouts remaining, so they have to wait till they get near the 2-minute warning to start to call some timeouts, but they also need 2 major scores.
Well, I think also if Jeff Hostetler is not able to come back next week for the Oakland Raiders, we might see a new starting quarterback.
against the Steelers next Sunday. Barely got that one off in time, and Hill trying to swing outside. Mike Jones denies. Might be a loss of a yard at the 29.
Well, that's really not important. Now there's going to be a timeout taken here.
That'll be the second timeout used by the Raiders, so they have but one. Marcus Allen with his knee braced and ice pack, not expected to return. Big day for the veteran from Southern California.
I'll tell you, he's over there smiling. I guarantee you, it's just put some ice on it to keep the swelling down.
Marcus, who has set an NFL record, receiving more than 5,000 yards and rushing for more than 10,000, and scored his 125th career touchdown, 103 of those rushing. He's in the top 5 in history in those two figures. And just as important to this proud man is the fact that he's able to say once again, 3 years departed from the Raiders, how could you possibly have let me go?
I think there's a lot of people sitting in these stands today wondering the same thing. And Marty Schottenheimer last night talking to us, it's important to bring up, his plan was to keep Marcus fresh, play a lot of his backs, get in this situation late in the season. He's still feeling good, and now he can be a big part of your team going into the playoffs.
Play Marcus in division games. You know, Denver, Marcus had a big game.
That's
Here
right.
he has a big game.
Well, if the Chiefs win today with Allen, they're 6-0 against the Raiders. Gannon to the 30-yard line. No sack. He gains a yard on the play, and that's the final timeout for the Oakland Raiders. So 3:46 left, and the Raiders with no timeouts trail Kansas City by 13.
3rd and 10.
Well, after the game on NBC, those of you on the West Coast will see at the regular scheduled time, but those of you watching in the Eastern time zones and Central will see that action at the conclusion of the game. Extremely weird. You'll see why. I can't tell you more on that. I'd like to, but it is, I mean, it just, I can't, you've got to watch yourself to find out why. Extremely weird. Then Mad About You, followed by Hope and Gloria. Brian Dennehy, have you ever seen him in anything that wasn't terrific? And they, all the reviewers, it's the movie to see tonight. Brian Dennehy and Shadow of a Doubt. It's a world premiere. So be with us tonight after the game on NBC.
Well, I get to go back to my hotel room and I'll watch some TV tonight, Paul.
You're gonna watch Really Weird?
Absolutely.
Would you, we've got to race out. I hope you'll give us a.
What are you going to try to make the red eye tonight? Is that what you're doing?
No, I did have a.
The way this one's going.
It's a long game, isn't it?
3:46 remain. Already 3 hours and 15 minutes long. Few penalties have slowed things down.
Few.
I think the referees are mad over that autograph thing still.
3rd and 10. Gannon for the quarterback draw. Dragged down after a couple of yards by Chester McLaughlin.
Good call by the Kansas City Chiefs right there. Putting everybody outside. Nobody's in the back. Spread the defense, and you don't want to take a chance. You want to keep the clock moving, so run the quarterback draw.
I'll tell you another thing, too. With the way Aguiar kicks the ball, it's over a 46-yard average today. They're not going to get in trouble with him. I'd let that clock run all the way down to 1 second and even take the chance of getting penalized. Don't even think about anything here. You want as much time off this clock as you possibly can. It's inside of 6. One second. Beautiful.
First kick of the day, a diving spiral to 29. Brown, this is returnable. 40. 45. Battles away to the 50-yard line. Tim Brown. And no flags. Well, not yet. Hold on. 39-yard punt for Aguiar and a 21-yard return by Tim Brown. Dale Carter finally tackled him at the 50-yard line. 2:48 left in the 4th. And Billy in the offense come onto the field.
There is absolutely no quit in this man, Tim Brown. Watch this run, folks. Makes the cut, breaks a tackle. Back to the outside, breaks another tackle. There's Dale Carter. Sure hand yards on defense. Tim Brown gives him a little elbow on the way down. Nice run.
They spot it at the Kansas City 49. And Hobart back into the huddle.
Sometimes when you're as young and inexperienced as Hobart, you don't even miracles. You just do things. First time they've started in Kansas City territory today. Hobart breaks out of the tackle. 25. Tim Brown, first down, 35-yard line.
So I'll tell you, one of the other things about a young quarterback like this, they've never seen him before, so they don't know what he's going to do. They don't know where he reacts or where he's going to throw to, and they're just sitting back there waiting on this guy. He's going to make some things happen.
Neither do the Raiders. They don't know, and he's drawing on his experience. Pretty easy. I took him down for the first time for a touchdown.
Gets away from Neil Smith. Sally Moore, incomplete to James Jett. Covered on the far side by Martin Bayless.
Even the fans now want flags. They're booing Martin Bayless's shot on James Jett, so they want a flag.
And Simmons, the starting quarterback, watches.
Here's what they're booing right here. Jett waiting on the outside. Here comes the ball, and then Bayless hits him. And that throws him away.
Throw, yes, the push.
Meanwhile, Tim Brown, the favorite target, lines up in the slot left with 8 catches for 120 yards. He's over the middle of the field. Deep is Hobbs. And Hobart had a little extra adrenaline on that throw.
Just a little, Dick, but you're right. He had him wide open, and he threw that ball about 10 yards too far. But Darryl Hobbs was behind the defense, the deep safety, nobody back there.
Phil, this is 55 yards. He threw the ball in the air, going backwards. Is he going backwards or is he stepping up? No, he's stepping up in there, but he
steps right into it with Joe Phillips coming in. And that's really what makes you throw it too far like that. He knew he was going to get hit, so you give it a little extra push at the last second, and that ball just shoots out of there.
2:07 left in the fourth.
Has Tim Brown man-to-man, goes across the middle. He can't stay with him. And when Tim Brown catches in the open field, look out.
Oh, my.
Working to be the best. Sponsored by the U.S. Army.
We're back!
The return to Oakland has meant the return of great Raider defense. Their intimidating defense makes the Raiders the best they can be.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I.
From this day forward, you will be the most important part of the toughest, strongest, smartest army in the world. You will be a soldier. Where else can you be all this and earn this? $30,000 for college.
All that you can be. They're in the shapes of little portals, and when you walk, they bark.
Shopping for the holidays? Come to Wendy's for a Monterey Ranch chicken sandwich. It's a whole breast filet, Monterey Jack, and ranch dressing with bacon. At least you'll get one thing you like this holiday.
Huh? I made a decision today. Uh-huh. I'm not going back to the office. Great. Relax. I didn't say I wasn't going back to work.
The compact Presario. Has it changed your life yet?
Playoff fever heats up next weekend on NBC. Next Saturday at the special time of 12 noon Eastern, the Vikings need a win to stay in the crowded playoff picture. Then, next Sunday, 4 teams thinking postseason highlight an NFL on NBC doubleheader. Bills-Rams, then Raiders-Steelers. The NFL on NBC. Super Bowl 30.
The antithesis of what we've witnessed in this arena, the placid waters of the San Francisco Bay and the tumult here at the Oakland Coliseum. First and goal at the 7. Hobart.
for a touchdown.
Boy, what a throw right there.
You know that now, most quarterbacks, it's going to throw that thing up in the air. They go for it, right? Watch what this guy does. He doesn't do that. Here's that play. It's supposed to go up over the top. He said, wait here. He's not ready yet. Now he's ready. Now he delivers. The ball hits Hobbs right in the shoulder. I mean, you catch those.
Watch Billy Joe Hobart right here. He knows it's a touchdown. Oh, gosh, I can't throw it any better than that.
1:55 remaining. The Raiders trail 29-16. Looking for Brown. He's covered. The scrambling, he has to throw it away. Even his throw are powerful.
But I'll tell you one thing. This is the problem with a young quarterback. He's looking for Brown all the way. Brown comes in motion, then Brown goes into the end zone, and there's double coverage on him. And Billy Joe Hobart is not looking anywhere else but for Tim Brown. And when he sees him covered, double covered, he throws the ball out of the end zone.
Staring at the sidelines as he gets the play call. 3rd and goal from the 7. Brown left. Right. Fenner moves out into the slot right. Williams in the backfield. He robs this one, incomplete to Fenner. Carter on the coverage.
Good thought right there. Again, he just throws it too hard and too high. He was trying to throw it before Dale Carter has a chance to turn around and defend the pass, but he doesn't give the receiver a chance to catch the ball.
James Jett, it'll be 82. Watch him.
Watch him up the top. Dale Carter overplays it. He's trying to throw it on a line drive to the back, but just lets it get away from him a little too much.
So this is it for the Raiders. 4th and goal from the 7. No timeouts. 1:45 left. They need a touchdown on this throw, and they don't have a time. Fenner said, no, you don't get 4 in this league.
Yeah.
But don't rush it. Take the penalty.
4.
Don't rush it.
They get it off. Over. Gonna run it? No, he throws it. Intercepted by Washington, but there's a flag in the end zone where you have to suspect could be holding against Kansas City.
You know, I was just saying, here's a young man, you know, you're down about the 7-yard line. Another 5 really isn't going to hurt you. It opens up the field a bit more.
Defense, number 34, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
But what I was saying, just get your composure because you have a young quarterback in there. Don't worry about it. But here's Carter.
Well, here's Carter against Tim Brown, and the Raiders do a smart get him out. Billy Joe Hobart outside the pocket. You got to cover the receiver for a little longer period of time, and Dale Carter has his hands all over Tim Brown.
Brian Washington's 2nd interception. No counter. Carter a handful of Brown for the penalty. 1st and goal from the 4. Hobart. Incomplete. Another flag. Why not? Hobbs was being roughed up by Hasty. That'll take it to the 2-yard line, and 1:36 left in the game.
Yeah, but every time there's a penalty, there's still about 7 seconds to go off the clock. And remember, the Raiders don't have any time.
Pass interference. Defense, number 40, fouls in the end zone. By rule, the ball is placed on the 1-yard line. First down.
And there's a minute 36, and they're down by 13 points.
You see Darryl Hobbs to the outside. James Hasty, really, he's double covered right here. James Hasty could have played off. He had help inside. Just too aggressive. All over the receiver. Is a good call by the official.
Well, 1st and goal from the 1. Interference rather than which would have put it at the 2. Over. Lobs it. Touchdown. Tim Brown. What a game for Brown. William White and Brown, the simultaneous catch goes to the offense.
White, get out of there, because if you don't, if you touch that official, they throw a flag. It's a 15-yard penalty. He's getting ready to throw it. Get out of there.
Mark Collins is holding the official. Don't throw it. Oh,
there it comes. Now, that's stupid.
Absolutely.
That is really foolish.
Man, boy, you know, I love what Mark Collins was doing, Phil.
Yeah.
Here's a guy that's experienced enough to say, hey, wait a minute, man. Get out of here. And he's holding the official. That's not who he threw the flag at. He threw the flag at that man, White, and that is dumb.
I don't know why William White is so upset, because when you watch the play, you're going to see it's a short touchdown. He did not intercept it. He didn't even have possession at the same time.
It was with Brown down that he got his hands on it and then tried to wrestle it free. The play was long gone.
Boy, Marty Schottenheimer, he's got to look back at this game, even if they win it 2 plays. This one and the one right before half with Lake Dawson. His teams usually don't make those kind of mistakes.
Well, it started that way, too, with McDaniel intercepting Bono for the touchdown, 43 yards, and then the wasted opportunities.
Number 35 is disqualified. The 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
And then the 15-yard penalty. So if the onside kick by the Raiders is successful, they're going to be in good field position. Now the extra point. They'll go for the kick to make it 29-23. And the couple missed extra points by Lynn Elliott indeed may figure in the outcome. Jaeger knuckleballs one through.
Well, again, the Raiders, Tim Brown, you're going to see he's double covered, but for some reason, the Raider team thinks they can get this ball in. Double covered, Tim Brown just goes over the top of William Mike White and makes the reception, and you can see Tim Brown clearly had the football.
When you see Tim Brown after this play now, first of all, there's his hands in his face. Look at White. I mean, that's pass interference in my estimation right there. But when they come down, watch what Tim Brown does. He looks up at the official, and as soon as he sees the touchdown, he lets go of the ball. When you have simultaneous guys on the ball, it goes to the offense. Here it is. Look at this here. Now that, first of all, is pass interference by White. Now he has Tim Brown. Looks back, sees the official right here. Okay, let go. You got it. But then what White did was absolutely stupid.
Well, that caps a brilliant day for Brown, applauded by Hostetler and Evans. 10 catches, 149 yards, and a touchdown for Tim Brown. And Billy Joe Hobart in the fourth quarter comes off the bench for Vince Evans, grabs the ball. He said, hey, I'll save it if you don't want it. He'd thrown 2 touchdown passes, never thrown a pass in the NFL. Third year, Billy Joe Hobart. Now who starts next week against Pittsburgh?
Billy Joe Hobart.
And who will start for Kansas City next week with Bono injured? In and out of this game. Now a critical onside kick with the Raiders down by only 6. Plenty of time left, a minute and a half.
This is truly the onside kick because they can't waste any time.
Covered by Keith Cash. Cash didn't wait for the ball to next bounce. He's allowed to come forward once the ball is kicked. Many players make the mistake of waiting behind the line and giving the kicking team a chance.
Excellent decision by Keith Cash. You're right, because that ball is going to take that hop. If he doesn't get it, it's going to go straight up in the air, and the Raiders have 3 or 4 players there that could have made the play.
Yeah, and just one other point to continue on with it, Dick, that the kicking team cannot, under any circumstances, touch the ball until it goes 10 yards. So Cash was just really heads up.
With the ball at the 48, no timeouts left for the Raiders, only 1:31 remaining. The Chiefs are really in a position here where they can kill it by the 3 kneel downs. Rich Gannon, and they bring Danon Hughes and set him some 15 yards back as the safety valve. And the kneel down by Gannon. Well, the MetLife Blimp Snoopy 2 has teamed up with NBC Sports today to provide the aerial views of the Oakland Coliseum. The MetLife Blimp does not require a home base. It's constantly on. Logs over 60,000 miles a year. Thank you, gentlemen, for the outstanding work again today. To summarize, 185 total yards and penalties, 85 Kansas City, 100 by Oakland. A typical game in this long rivalry. 108 is what they're announcing. And Neil Smith just adding to the nature of this rivalry.
What was that? Na-na-na-na-na-na.
City Chiefs going to the playoffs as the AFC Western champions and in the solid position for home field advantage in the playoffs with 3 games to go.
And that's the most important thing now with the home field advantage. You won't see any slacking off of this football team because they know, and Marty Schottenheimer, that man knows how important home field advantage is because he has a tough time winning on the road, but he knows how to win at home.
And they just totally shut down the Oakland Raider running game.
better running games in the league, allowing the Raiders just 8 yards. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Tommy Roy, the coordinating producer of the NFL on NBC, and the producer of today's game in Oakland, John Ferratzis. Today's game was directed by John Gonzalez, associate director Eddie Fivashoff, technical director Mitch Geller. Production and technical managers Tim DeKime, Rich Asensio, and Steve McCune. Production associate Bill Herbstman. Alexandria Wilson was our stage manager. The NFL on NBC studio shows were produced by Ricky by John Gilmartin, and thanks to everyone else associated with today's telecast. We'll be back in Oakland. The Chiefs have won the AFC West.